what do you mean by insecurity?
When I say insecurity, you have, what's the word? You know, I got third grade education.
Well, let me ask you a question.
When you have a fear, when you have a fear of something.
Okay, now if so, you're saying a man is secure if he allows other men around his woman. He's secure.
He's secure within himself.
What makes him secure that he allows men around his woman that he know?
That nigga, if she choose to go that way with that man, then she's never been for me. That's up to her, and I move in the way that I need to move.
What makes him secure though? Because he knows that he can't control her, and so if she cheats, it is what it is. That makes him secure.
Period.
So,
damn, for real.
You know, I love you've been rocking with me when they had 10 people watching this motherfucker.
Go ahead, ask your question. What's your question?
Well, you know, just in terms of even an old friend, you know, just considering what was being said, I think Illa has a point. I think you guys have a point in terms of he'd been a friend for a long time. In my head, I'm like, the fuck that mean to me? You know, like that's just how my head, like when I be thinking this shit, I'm a husband now, right? Oh, I don't, what you did generally, I don't, it is what it is, right? But what can he do for her? Can she go to him for the support? Can she go to him for money?
None of that shit.
I'm gonna let you finish answering.
Can she go to him for money?
No, she can't. That's my job.
Can she go to him for spiritual guidance?
No,
that's your job. Shit.
Exactly.
Can she go to him for protection?
No.
Like, man, they ain't gonna fight, things of that nature. The strong boys would be taken and separated from their family, stuff like that.
Yeah, and they were, they're used to, yes, that actually happened.
So when we're criticizing black men, if you think it takes a couple generations to change, right? And we just went through some of the things you acknowledged happened to black men and were targeted specifically just 2 generations ago with your your generation. And then we come at black men like we did it all to ourselves. You don't think there's an apology of some sort in order?
Can I just ask this, Mr. Fantastic, what was the reason that she would mention your pension? Because she's not going to just do that out of nowhere. What happened to make her say, oh, I want your pension? Or was she looking to divorce you for something? I'm just saying something that you may have done. She wanted to divorce you, and so she mentioned it, and then you beat her to it.
I've explained this at least. This is the last time I'm gonna tell y'all this. We were living in 2 separate things called geobashing, right? She was the one accusing me of doing shit that I wasn't doing. I told her, if you go to this and you keep accusing me when I'm not doing anything. I was in her hometown with her people around all her folks for free.
Let me be clear. Let me be clear about something. I did not ask him for his pension because that had children outside of our marriage.
You left him for free.
Y'all always get on here. So shut the up.
You not
Y'all
listening.
always get on here.
You not
try
listening.
to dismiss women. Stop
you
trying to
not
be
listening.
in abusive relationships, whether it is
you are not listening.
Or not.
Bro, if you had 2 people sitting there, right? They had a one night stand. He put the rubber on, and you got to tell one of them they was wilding, and one of them they was wilding. You would say the woman was wilding.
Mm-hmm.
She should have made that nigga put a condom on.
Yeah, especially because niggas' dicks be dirty.
Damn! What level of responsibility? Well, not what the stats say. What level of responsibility would it be on? So he didn't put a condom on. She got pregnant. It's a one night stand. Who would you put the onus on for that happening more?
If I had to choose the woman because she gives the access.
Damn. So she should have made sure he put a condom on his dick.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. Like that. Wow. Look like Mr. Fantastic was right.
Brother.
Okay. Damn. So putting a baby
that need to be a mom is huge for women. So depending on who the woman is, a woman with a kid is less desperate to have a baby with any goddamn body.
Okay. All right. But you're saying she's 28. The clock starts getting louder and louder.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the danger comes in.
She have a baby by a homeless person. She don't give a shit. she ready to pull up on her bridge with no panties on.
That guy from he just came home, right? He just got out of jail. What's his name? Meeks. Jeremy Meeks. I think he was a prisoner.
Yes.
He got
good hair. Yeah.
He got green eyes and all that.
They wanted to get pregnant by that dude. Ain't got no job, no nothing. That's a perfect example. Yep.
damn, man.
The dude with the green eyes, she wants her baby with. So that's what I'm saying. She find a whatever type of dude that would make a pretty baby. She online saying, yeah, I'm on birth control. You ain't got to wear no condom. Nigga ain't got no job, no nothing, but he got green eyes. She gonna bust it open.
Looks like we're telling the truth.
The problem, y'all come on these panels and you want to crucify black women. Your intention, as we talk about a lot of times, y'all talk about intention and you want us to follow you. We can't follow you if your intentions are not
I don't
good.
want you to follow me. You would get tired.
Here we go again.
You couldn't walk that far.
You're trying to make it about me.
You couldn't follow me because you get tired.
On this panel, and you came on here to spew your hate for black women, and you are justifying it.
And it bothered you.
You're justifying it by coming on here and making it seem as if you are teaching us something.
I didn't say I was teaching a thing, ma'am.
You can't.
Did I tell you I was teaching you?
Any person that you don't like.
Did I was telling you I was teaching you? Did I say I was teaching anything?
Work that way.
Ma'am, did I say I was teaching anything?
No, but you got on this panel with the intention of telling us why men don't approach.
What I would recommend is you you get a job, right? You work it, maybe in an industry that you could thrive in. Learn it, right? Without the risk, build a foundation. That way when you jump into it, you're ready, Are we having a conversation? Are you here? Can you hear me?
I hear you.
Are you responding to me, you think, or?
Who else am I responding to? Mm-hmm. I'm telling you what I hear. You asked me what I hear as far as that question.
I know, but as I'm breaking it down for you, is it?
Move on. Let it go.
You are partway chivalrous to like you and yours. Is that truly chivalry? Is it just you protecting your investment or your asset, which is your life? And I want to go back to maybe that isn't as chivalrous because you're protecting your investment, which is your wife. But somebody smacks her
investment.
But the woman on the bus, the old lady on the bus is standing up with a cane, and you gonna sit there and sit your happy hips, your wide hips down that bus, and watch her stand up on that with that cane the whole entire time. That's not chivalry.
Are you saying that me protecting my wife is less chivalrous than me giving my seat up for some old hag?
Are you
No.
Are you really chivalrous if you are only protecting your investment?
It's mine, right?
Right, you're protecting what's yours, but are you truly chivalrous if you don't give up the seat on the bus?
A woman that does things for me is enough. I don't need extra girlfriend.
Maddie, you made the point. You made the point.
Yeah, let me make a quick point, right? I think this conversation can trigger women, but to be fair, right, to where Beans was going, because it's not a checkmate, but I understand your point, is that women don't actually believe that they're bringing value to guys like that, because otherwise they would be encouraging men outside their man to have more female friends, and they don't. They actually discourage. Hey, you don't need no female friends. But wait, women are so valuable and important. What you mean I don't need no female friends? It actually shows you what women think.
Even women think about that shit.
There's a lot of nuance there that you could examine.
That's a great point.
That's clear. I agree.
That's from the biological standpoint.
Indeed.
Now they try to change that culturally into women don't have a definition. There's nothing that actually defines it. What ended up happening was this, though. The advent of feminism actually took away what femininity was by saying it was antiquated, it was old school, it was slavery, it was oppressive. But then they turned women into fake men. So everything that a woman do valuable is what men do. She go out work, she go out and make money, she go out and get a degree, she go out and get education, she go out and buy things, she go out and she can afford things. These are all the things that men have been using to measure themselves and whether or not they've been successful or valuable or things of that nature. Women had a different set of things.
Been only pursuing so much for the attention of women. This is all, it sounds so new to me when I'm hearing it, but maybe I didn't have this perspective before. Calvin, what's good? Be Love, what's up? but it's just like why we do things. Where does our moral code actually come from? How far are we willing to go to stand on it? Does your moral code have contingencies? You know, I have the clips queued up, but I'm just thinking through it. You know, the double standards. How long can we? I thought they just were a thing, but I guess they have like there's a reason for it.
Direction, choose your own path.
Don't just wear anything. Wear garments that mean something. We got hats. We got sweatshirts. We got jackets. We even got hoodies. Let's not forget our classic tees. Direction, choose your own path.
The message is always in the cloth, the colors, the designs, the fit. Basic. Pay attention. Stay alert. And remember, choose your own path.
Direction, choose your own path.
You know, this is the home of We Major, Me Frosty, Unfamous, and the restricted clothing brands. Let's get it.
The message is always in the cloth, the colors, the designs, the fit. Basic. Pay attention. Stay alert. And remember, choose your own path.
This Might Be Risky sponsorship package is here. Have your ad run on our live streaming episodes, linked in the video description and attached to our many hot take clips. The channel is fast growing with thousands of views and subscribers. Don't miss your chance to grow your business on one of the fastest growing platforms on YouTube. Join the family today. This might be risky. Email us at thismightberisky@gmail.com if interested. Hashtag Indeed, hashtag do the right thing.
Speaking a place with young free, and I got what it takes to rock the mic right up on the shoe. Speaking a place with young free, and I got what it takes to rock the mic right up on the shoe. Speaking a place with young free, and I got what it takes to rock the mic right up on the shoe. Watch what you say out your mouth, cause 50 shots still turn the gun down. I'm in the hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. When I'm traveling. Speaking a place with young free, and I got what it takes to rock the mic right up on the shoe. Speaking a place with young free, and I got what it takes to rock the mic right up on the shoe. Speaking a place with young free, and I got what it takes to rock the mic right up on the shoe. Watch what you say out your mouth, cause 50 shots still turn the gun down. I'm in the hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Speaking a place with young free, and I got what it takes to rock the mic right up on the shoe. Speaking a place with young free, and I got what it takes to rock the mic right up on the shoe. Speaking a place with young free, and I got what it takes to rock the mic right up on the shoe. Watch what you say out your mouth, cause 50 shots still turn the gun down. I'm in the hood when I'm traveling. When I'm traveling. DJ Ham the Stamp. When I'm traveling.
Yo, we here. DJ Ham the Stampede, we in the building.
It's a stampede! DJ Ham the Stampede. DJ Ham the Stampede.
Aaron, what's popping?
Good afternoon, DJ Ham. Chat.
How's everything?
Doing well. No complaints.
I like it, man. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. Let me see who in the chat real quick, and we shall get it popping. We got a bunch of new things going. Bub put a battery in my back yesterday in regards to the Patreon thing, so I'm gonna figure out what that looks like 100%. Also, I just dropped a link in the chat. A new endeavor that I have not stumbled upon, but had an opportunity to get into. It's called Brother Whiskey. If you are a whiskey drinker, one of my frat brothers developed his own specific whiskey brand, which I'm now becoming a part of. It is, Aaron, maybe you can help me out with this. So it's better than Makers. I would say that the price point matches that of an Angel's Envy, but it's not at that cost. But I would liken the finish to the Angel's Envy rye, but maybe not as sweet. And it's made to be drunk, how you say it? Drunk, neat. But, it's awesome in an old fashioned, but the finish, the burn is for it to be, consumed neat. What you think about that?
Sounds very refined, but also well-rounded. Sounds like this is what a bourbon really should be. I had discovered one. It's a local bourbon made here in Malvern, PA as well. I think I told you about it earlier.
Yeah.
Same thing. It has that classic caramel, corn, sugar flavor that you should get from bourbon, right? But it's also balanced. And refined enough where you can drink it neat, but balanced enough, and where you can do anything with it, turn it into a beverage, a mixed beverage, which is what bourbon should be. Scotch is supposed to be the neat or with a splash of water to open it. That's it.
Yeah,
others are supposed to be made into mixed drinks, but a bourbon should be versatile.
Indeed. That's exactly what it is. My preference is largely cognac. I really like the 50 Cent cognac. The Shannon Sharp La Portier is the best cognac I've ever had. But in terms of this, just to indulge, right? Let's say, especially if you with a lady or etc., usually they shy away from whiskey, bourbon a little bit. But with this, the old fashioned is great. And there's a couple other drinks that he has proprietarily, like, kind of concocted that are awesome, So his name is Dre. It's called Brother Whiskey. I just dropped the links in the chat. I'll have a few bottles here soon. We'll do a testing and things of that nature, shit like that. Grinding, man. We trying our best. Yeah, you have to order it, Thanos. It take like 3 months to come, but you have to order it. But I swear, it is the best cognac I've ever had. Really, like, word is born. Damn, man. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. If you guys ever see Harmonic Universe in the chat and you looking for beats or rhythms, this is one of his that he made for me right here. Find him on Instagram. As you level up your platform, So I like the vibe to it. You know what I'm saying? Real shit.
Like a lot.
The filter. Lauren Mack would tell us not hand with a filter on. I don't got no filter. This is how I look. Do I look like I have a filter on here?
Not that I can see.
Yeah, man. They be hating. I don't wear makeup. Girls do.
Shit like that.
Damn, man. Let me check the likes. We have 142 people in the building, and we have 80 likes. Not bad at all things considered. You guys are trash at hitting the like button. Today, you are still trash, but less trash than yesterday. It's all about. He said my box getting high. It's all about progress, right, Aaron?
We're recyclable stage, not garbage stage. We're moving up.
Indeed.
Shit like that.
Let me say what's up to the chat and we'll get it started, man. Dre was popping. Hey, Dre be keeping the the Discord lit, man. Fifi, what's up, Fifi? I didn't see you in the Discord. Rainbow, I didn't see you in there either. Look at that. Tiff, did you get in Discord? You know you in technology don't get along that good. Lauren Mack, what's popping? Is in the system down for the morning. I don't know what that means. Venus, what's up? Oh, maybe they was looking at the thing. Callie, was good? Let me see. Mr. Williams, salute. Josh, what's popping? Mel, I see you. You already know. Let me see. Tequila, Shalom, salute. Melly Mel was popping. Let me see. D, salute. Welcome. Victim Olympics was good. Rock was popping. Witty, you early today. Okay. Let me see. Okay, I dropped this in the chat. Jalen, they starting to breathe down my neck about this meetup in Houston, man. So we're gonna have to get together, see if we can make something shake because you down here. Catherine, you change your picture. Okay. Let me see. Chocolate Bunny in the building, man. Salute to the POV tonight. We'll have some new faces. This waterman, what's good? Charles, I hope all is well. I think this is spam. Gotta be careful with those. Tazzy. Okay, fair point. Impress, Shalom. Let me see, I'm going slow today. Mrs. Locke, salute. Just trying to get everybody. Devin, what's good? Dre, you wildin'. Kurt was popping. Punch Out. I ain't seen the intro to Punch Out in a minute. TN was popping. Thanos in the building. Bub in the building. Miss Live Your Life in the building. I like it. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. Nah, man. Those things are necessary. Foe was popping. I don't think did Foe hit the panel yesterday? No. I don't think so. Bad Life, salute. Hope all is well. Miss Jilly, I just rolled by. Trey was good. Miss Jilly in the building. Decatur ATLian, salute. I got Josh already. All right, man. Let me scroll. Ray Midnight was popping. All right, let's do it. Miss Live Your Life, salute. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. Sporties was good. Venus, what up? Let's get it, man. Damn. So I've been doing a bunch of interviews. We've been growing, exponentially for sure. And I was sitting back like, man, we have, and these words are words that people often use. I tend to agree, generally speaking. But we have unsung heroes all around us. And hero, people will decide what that means, right? People have different agendas, politics, and etc. But we have people around us every day that go out and do the things that you are sitting there and absolutely will not do. Like we talk about the police forth and back and forth, especially with this Miss Massey shooting, right? But a lot, those men and women are doing things that the majority of us don't want to do. Even when you look at the mass shootings and things of that nature, in these malls and etc., right? Regardless of how you feel about the police, we run away, they running towards it. Do you remember that shooting when the person was a transgender? They were shooting in a little kid's school, right? Mm-hmm. They locked the doors. Everybody who got out did. The police went in, right, and did what they had to do, right? So I just want to acknowledge that fact. Same thing with firefighters. Have you ever burnt yourself? A first-degree burn, and it burns for hours. They run towards those type of things, right? My belief system is strong, right? Regardless of what I feel about the government and Babylon and New Sodom and Gomorrah, etc., there's still men and women going out to these other countries, and doing what it is they're asked to do. Once again, the overwhelming majority of us will not do it. So there's so many unsung heroes. So I said, well, shit. One of my best buddies, I consider, right, a person that I admire and look up to, is on the panel every single day. And last week, when Aaron, revealed what he revealed, I saw a change in the people sitting there talking about what we were talking about. I think his major point was missed, but I caught it. And I said, we got an unsung hero that sits around us every day, as humble, no brash, never boasting, all the game and the wisdom. I said, it's only right that we do the one-on-one. Aaron, salute. I told my father, he's a Marine. I said, hey, I'm interviewing another Marine today. Needless to say, he old as shit, so he'll probably read that text message by Friday. But regardless, so how are you? Yes, sir. How are you?
Doing good. Feeling good. Feeling confident.
Yeah. No, good. Aaron, what is bronzer?
No clue. Bronzer.
The voice of music to the hand. What shade of bronzer is that? I think it's a skin thing, maybe makeup. I don't have makeup on.
Yeah, okay. I'm like, there's a bronze color on my tie.
Yeah, I'm thinking like, damn, she talking about my necklace? Like, I didn't know.
Yeah, right.
So, Venus, we're gonna get there actually, right? But unlike you guys in the chat who ruined every Tubi movie for me, I'm not gonna foreshadow the ending so much. All right, let me read these and we'll get started. Dre with the $2. You all got big blood clot backs, big back, big back. I think he responded to the intro video. So no filter. Jalen with the $5. It's giving flawless and no pores. Ham. What are y'all talking about? Ted Z, salute. Became a new member. And I'm gonna get these out the way because when we get started, I don't even look in the chat. Lauren Mack with the $5 says Hamp use a matte setting spray. Shout out to the Elf products. What the fuck? Dre on the grind with the $5. I will not be silenced. I got too much weighing on my conscience. Lauren, if you got something to say, get on the conference. Jalen with the $5 says, nah, Lauren, he used a Mac Fix setting spray. See it from a mile away. God. Lauren Mack with the $2 says, with the BB cream in the SPF 30, Jalen. Southern Kid, Shalom. Jalen with the $5 says, I think I see a little Fenty highlight too. I'm confused as hell. Lauren Mack with the $5 says, bronzer is honey and the highlighter is crystal. Just a light brush on the nose tip. Thanos with the $5 says, Hamp on that Tej Hanley pack. Man, I this is crazy, bro. Once again, salute to Aaron for humbling us by being here. I want everybody to pay homage. Put a 1 in the chat if you appreciate all the work that men like him, women like him have put in that all of us frankly haven't, for whatever the reasons are. So salute to him for being here. Damn, Aaron. So I know you just bring me through the beginning, like what made you join the U.S. military? Like, did you have a clear path to that? Was it your father? What was the catalyst?
It was a bunch of things. One of the things I like to say is every Marine is born a Marine, really. It's all a matter of when they discover their calling. But you kind of have to be a special case to purposefully join the Marines, knowing what it is. All the other branches advertise for themselves. The Marines advertise that they exist, but they don't make any bones even in their advertisement that this is not for the faint of heart. You're gonna have to earn this, and anybody that walks right into that is a special case to begin with. So, and when I mean special, I mean a little nuts. I come from a military family. My father was a nuclear weapons specialist in the Vietnam War, which is to say, in short, he was on that Oppenheimer shit. If you've ever seen the movie, you know, his jacket is probably longer than mine, and there's probably more things he's restricted from saying than I am, even to this day. And he served 40 years before I did. His father served in World War II. You know, various family members are Marines, soldiers, airmen, sailors. My dad's big brother / cousin of mine, one of my favorite uncles. He was an Air Force pilot in Vietnam, 2,700 flight hours in anything from F-4 Phantoms to C-130 troop carriers. So, you know, there's a family history of military service. And then on top of that, I went to a military academy, a world premiere military academy. In fact, in 1981, a movie called Taps was written about it and filmed on location, starring Tom Cruise. It's called Valley Forge Military Academy. It's literally about 15 minutes up the road from that bourbon place I was telling you about here on the main line in PA, in Wayne, Pennsylvania. So I went there. That's actually where I learned how to play football. So even at the high school level, you know, my freshman and sophomore year, wearing the uniform and living the lifestyle, a military lifestyle, living lockstep with other people, became comfortable and familiar. As far as joining the Marine Corps, or to make a long story short, we all know the date of 9/11, September 11, 2001. I got on a plane to ship to South Carolina to go to boot camp, October 10, 2001.
Wow. And the catalyst was 9/11? I mean, obviously you had a trajectory, but regardless, you were signing up.
Yeah, I mean, that pretty much sealed the deal. Yeah, right. Solidified. It pretty much, you know, there's no turning back now, son. You know, to me, it was that conversation you have internally whenever you make a large decision like that. And at the time, you know, my political awareness wasn't as refined or nuanced as it is now. I just felt attacked, and I felt that my land was attacked. Hindsight being 2020, well, that is what it is. But the important thing is, at the time, there was a deep sense of patriotism that was unlocked in me, as it was many others.
Yeah.
So the intention, right? No matter how guided or misguided it may have been, the intention was patriotic.
And that was the day. And so, just recollecting back to that time, that was Monday, right? No.
9/11 was Tuesday morning.
Tuesday morning. And so it was so odd sitting in the class, because I was in high school. I was a sophomore. And it was just so odd sitting in class, right? But the one thing that stands out to me is that football game was like the first football game of the season that Saturday, first or second. And when the national anthem played that day, you know, because that was the first time you heard it in an organized session, you know, after 9/11, it hit a whole lot different. Like, there was no joking, babies weren't crying, none of that, you know, in the stands. And it was a packed house just because it was the first game and the team's supposed to be good, etc. You know, so I definitely remember that. But that's interesting. There's a allegation, so to speak, that the majority of people don't join for patriotism. They join because they need a job. Do you agree?
Yes, I would say so, especially if you look at the time in which they join and the job they choose. That can really draw a line between your intentions being patriotic or vocational.
Yeah. Now, in terms of that, when you pinpoint the Marines specifically, if you had to speculate, why do Marines join the Marines?
Because they're crazy. Marines join the Marines because they simply want to be a part of the toughest, most elite, finest organization. At least it's built that way. Right? They just want to get into some. They're not interested as much in signing bonuses. They're not interested as much as in career potential. Because if you want to be a millionaire, going in in the wake of a military service, you go in the Air Force, get into some highly technical shit. Going to the Navy, getting to some extremely technical, satellite program. You know what I mean? You get into some talk to the aliens type shit. But the Marines, we have that, but our purpose is pretty specific and linear. That is to go to a location quickly, fuck it up, and return home and await orders to do that again. And in the meantime, train to that end. That's pretty much the purpose of the Marines. We don't have a medical component. Corps-wide, we have naval corpsmen. We rely on another branch entirely because our sole mission is to destroy. So any Marine that exists, either their purpose is to destroy or actively support those who destroy. So if I'm not sending rounds downrange, I'm shipping rounds to location. I'm shipping food to location. I'm not here to fix anything unless it's a vehicle or a weapon. Who's intent in sending rounds downrange?
I see. Okay. So the mantra, I've heard this, and correct me if I'm wrong, first to fight.
Yes, that is a mantra of the Marines. First to go, last to know. And that is propped up on another mantra. Every Marine a rifleman. That's one that you get in boot camp. When you go to recruit training, purpose of recruit training is singular. To make Marines. What is a Marine? Military personnel that can effectively pick up a rifle, harass, assault, conquer, and destroy the enemy. There's we have the Rifleman's Creed. I'll give you a brief part of it. This is my rifle. There are many like it, but this one is mine. My rifle is my best friend. It is my life. I must master it as I must master my life. Without me, my rifle is useless. Without my rifle, I am useless. I must fire my rifle true. I must shoot straighter than my enemy who is trying to kill me. I must shoot him before he shoots me.
That's amazing. I've heard people, and I think they're saying it. I don't know how they're saying it, frankly. When we go back to the first to fight, people would say first to die. What do you think about when they make that switch out?
Yeah, that can be true. So is first to kill.
Yeah, they don't say that one as much.
They come hand in hand. Live by the sword, die by the sword. And if you're the first one to live that lifestyle, you're the first one to be exposed to its benefits, rewards, and its repercussions and ramifications.
Yeah. Now, the mantra of first to go, last to know, why? It seems like it doesn't make sense.
Well, that's all right. So that's an internal disdain statement. Because a lot of time, all right, here's another one. Hurry up and wait. That seems counterintuitive. Hurry up and then to wait. What we're told is that we're shuffled around, hurry up, and then stand by for orders. And then go execute these orders. Well, why? What is the purpose of these orders? Who are we going to go, what is this? Well, you don't have time now. By the time you get your orders, you don't have time to be briefed on the whys and the what. You're briefed on your mission parameters. That's it.
Yeah.
So last to know.
I understand that. When they talk about what's the pronunciation? The HAZVAT, the test.
ASVAB, 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 ASVAB.
ASVAB test, right? they often tell me that the Marines have the to qualify the Marines is the lowest score.
Yes.
Is that by design?
No. It's another thing they don't tell you is the Marines use, you wouldn't believe this, but the oldest, lowest quality technology, especially the weapons.
Okay. How does that correlate back to the test?
Every Marine is a rifleman, which means you have one job. You're the first to go, last to know, which means knowing is a little requirement. You're essentially a seek and destroy robot. Look at football.
Mm-hmm.
Difference between an offensive player's mindset and a defensive player's mindset. The offensive player has to be very calculated, has to understand many different schemes and templates. The defensive player has to line up in a few different positions and pretty much seek, then destroy. Not just saying that the intellect of a defensive player is any less, but there's less intellect required. It's more just seek and destroy. Your job is singular. Where's the ball?
Yeah, after you do and I think I would put if you reduce the intellect of a defensive player, you have to upgrade the instinct.
Right, correct. Mm-hmm. And that's what they breed into Marines is a superior level of instinct, which is where every Marine rifleman comes into play. They break you down to the bare wood in recruit training and turn you into essentially a weapon. Carrying a weapon. That's where the instinct is bred.
Yeah, 100%. Because in that environment, and we liken things in football because football transfers to everything, right? For analogy purposes.
Yep.
When you thinking, that's when you get caught up. When you overthink it, you miss. You're late to the play. When you know your job and your instincts kick in, because you're responding to what somebody's doing, right? Defense, right? He's running a route. He knows where he's going. You don't. But your instincts will get you there.
Right.
You
react.
Yep. Yeah. Yep.
You need to know just enough to analyze what's happening right in front of you and understand your target. After that, it's go time. Whereas the offense has to deceive you. They have to have a plan A, a plan B, a plan C. Oh shit, he showed up. What do we do? Audibles. And they're layers. There's templates. There's layered templates, like clear foldaways. Each play, right? And what's this guy doing in his job? His route is here. He's going to do that, and the timing of it all. Alignment may not be to, assignment may not be to block this guy. Just chip him to change his timing a little bit. What does that mean in the grand scheme? Defense doesn't need to know all that.
Yeah, 100%.
They know the territory and where's the ball.
Indeed. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend and tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. So, Aaron, the thing that really jogged me to, ask you for this this opportunity to interview you is one of the things you said last week. Before we get to you, right? And I know you experienced it, but it wasn't you necessarily. What was one of the worst things you saw?
Uphill or downhill, meaning worse things happen to my side or worse things happen to the other side that my side.
Other side.
Worst thing happened to the other side.
Mm-hmm.
Who inflicted it, them or us?
Let's say us.
All right. Explosive air support. I mean, just total decimation of knowing that there are structures over there with people in them, not knowing if all of these people are perceived as the enemy or not. There's people nonetheless, and watching that reduce to dust and rubble, man.
What's your guys' proximity to these things happening?
Kilometer, 1,000 meters, which is not, when you got aircraft deploying ordnance, 1,000 meters is right next to it.
Yeah.
That's not, you feel, vibration. You're there.
Mm-hmm.
That's less than a mile, 6/10 of a mile.
Yeah. No. So after that happens, do you guys have to go and clear the area, so to speak?
Yeah, it depends. But a lot of times, yeah. And when you say clear, when you use the word clear, that's what happens when you're in a CQB situation, close quarters situation, and you're clearing rooms or you're clearing an interior of a structure.
Yeah.
You know, essentially kicking in doors. You're stacking up on doors and kicking them in.
Mm-hmm.
This is more or less securing the area, maybe discovering any remnants left, weapons caches.
Yeah.
Are there any remnants, survivors? But you're not going in with the expectation of finding and neutralizing combatants, which really is what clearing does. You go in, locate, and address and eliminate any potential threat. With this, it's just confirming the threat has been neutralized, and is there anything left over that would be of importance? Maybe some intelligence gathering material, just confirming the effect of the airstrike.
Yeah, 100%. What was the worst thing you saw from the other side inflicting?
Perpetrated against us or the other side?
Perpetrated against us.
I would have to say the same kind of. So an explosive, IEDs, improvised explosive device, which I would speculate is the number one worry regarding the Middle East. Operating. Before we go any further, make no mistake, a lot of people's understanding of the global, when we're in a state of war, a lot of people's understanding of the global theater is that it's all happening in the Middle East. That's not true. The Middle East is not where it's all. You got stuff happening in South America. You got stuff happening in the Caribbean and Southeast Asia, right? Bordering countries all over the world. And especially when things flare up in the Middle East, things flare up all over the world because they understand that the United States is now stretched thin. That the public attention and military resources are primarily dedicated to the Middle Eastern effort. So all of these secondary and tertiary skirmishes begin to flare up. Also, there's a lot of Muslim presence all over. It's not concentrated to the Middle East as well. So there's going to be uprising. There's going to, any place where there's an embassy, there's going to be an AK-47 fired at it.
Okay.
Right? So with that said, in the Middle East, I'm just going to work on the public perception. In the Middle East, one of the primary worries of the United States military was the IED, and it's simply a dead animal carcass laying roadside or abandoned vehicle or soda can, anything that you can put explosives in and detonate either by proximity or by, or remote. So a soda can in the side of, in the gutter of a road, you got a platoon patrolling down that road. Somebody walks by that soda can, that's the end of that waist down.
Okay.
If a 7-ton vehicle or a Humvee, even if it's up armored, drives by a parked vehicle, that vehicle has a trunk full of explosives. That's enough to pretty much take out that vehicle. So those are the things where bodies get turned into pink mist, essentially, or spaghetti sauce from waist down, shit like that.
Yeah.
Shit like that.
Like, share, subscribe to you. Tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. On the last podcast, we were just talking about the massy shooting and, in the streets, what happens with the guns and people having to use them on each other, and, imperil the consequences, so on and so forth. And you made mention of your military experience. Quote was 12 confirmed. Can you elaborate on that experience and what it does to a man potentially?
One way or another, 12 lives have been snuffed from this planet as we know it. those lives would potentially still be here for today if it weren't for the direct action of myself and those I'm operating with at the time. So anywhere from, let's say, you're in a firefight and you confirm a direct, a shot being, a direct hit, or you set up some explosive device and it's successful, calling in an airstrike. Those are what we would call unconfirmed. That's where you get into speculating the population of the population of enemy at your target. But when you're talking about point targets, you're in a firefight and it's me and him and I hit him and kill him. That's confirmed. A grenade goes in the room. That's a confirmed. You set up a claymore. That's a confirmed.
So if I slow it down for the layman a bit, so you know how we see on the movies, right? It's 5 of us for some reason, five U.S. military soldiers, right? And they'll be fighting a whole gang of people, and those are unconfirmed because you just shooting that in that direction in that area, and then let's say we have like the movie that was so popular, American Sniper as an example.
Very good.
When he's hitting people, those are confirmed.
Yep.
Okay. What role did you play?
You toss a grenade in the room and take out 3 confirmed.
Okay. It's deliberate, and you can account for who was in there. Okay. What was your role? Whatever you can share.
So, all right, going back to the beginning, when I initially joined, right? So when you take the ASVAB, if you score high, and this is across all branches, the higher you score, the greater availability of jobs that you can do, right? So when everybody talks about that low score threshold, that's what it is. But there are still jobs within the Marines and every other branch that require a high ASVAB score. The highest score you can get on the ASVAB is 99. I scored a 94. Okay. The lowest that the Marines will take you at is a 31-28 with a waiver. So that's just to give you an idea of the spectrum. And then 0 is where you bottom out. You didn't even take it. So I went into essentially like logistics. So there's supply warehousing and transport, and then you have supply administration, which is more or less it's administrative, but you're connecting with intelligence offices, you're connecting with command offices to analyze the mission, determine what's needed, and then secure those resources, right? To requisition them essentially. And that could be new resources or resources needed to maintain resources that you have, and then track those resources within the unit. So that's the initial MOS that I went in for. Now, when I got into the fleet, which means you're done your initial training, you're done MOS school, you go out and you're actually serving. I was assigned to an infantry battalion, a very highly decorated infantry battalion. And from there, your role begins to change based on your own strengths, weaknesses. And in an infantry battalion, even the corpsmen are harder than most other military service members, period. They can shoot, they run, physical fitness tests. They're pretty much Marines. They just didn't earn the title. So here I am, this logistics specialist in a very highly decorated infantry battalion. And I'm very big. I have a large frame, very strong, very intelligent. So now you're getting sent to secondary schools, secondary weapons schools, secondary training. One of the schools I was sent to was heavy machine gun school, where I learned how to fire the Mark 19 which is a fully automatic vehicle or tripod-mounted machine gun that fires a 40-millimeter high-explosive grenade. Another weapon is the Ma Deuce, the M2 50 caliber Browning machine gun. That's the one you see with the butterfly triggers, the long barrel, right?
Mm-hmm.
Also tripod or vehicle mounted. Now, the thing about that is its round is very similar to the round fired by the Barrett 50 caliber sniper rifle. And the purpose of that weapon is essentially to stop vehicles, penetrate armored vehicles. It's not really an anti-personnel weapon. It's an anti-equipment weapon. But it still has the sniper ability and its accuracy and distance and deployment of deploying the weapon is the same process as deploying a M40, which is a typical sniper rifle. Your closed bolt, you know what I mean? Recoilless rifle that you see every sniper shoot fire.
Yeah.
So the reason for this, whenever a country is at war, right? New programs and new ways of doing businesses are being developed because you need to keep your enemy guessing. Having said that, things start to change. New programs are piloted, one of which was called the COC security team, which is essentially the battalion commander's A team. The battalion commander would hand select Marines from each department of H&S company or headquarters and support. So this is the company that does everything except what the line companies do. What they do is take rifles and go on patrols. That's it. And then weapons company is heavy weapons, your mortars, right? H&S company is your intel, your communications, your supply administration, your personnel administration, your command element is part of H&S company, your medical entity is a part of H&S, and any kind of special operations coordination group. So if you're doing a joint operation with, let's say, recon, snipers, anything like that, it's run through your H&S company.
Okay.
That particular company, there's a command element, and that's where the battalion commander sits. That's the king on the chessboard and his men, the queen and everything on down. That needs an A team, essentially, of bodyguards to protect their interests. When I say personal interests, I don't mean personal like at home. Personal interests as it relates to the battlefield. So if the battalion commander is on deployment and he's got this tent set up, somebody's got to be watching this tent because the line companies are out in the field. Who's going to stand fire watch on this tent? Who's going to, guard the gates, essentially? If you have somebody in the communications element that's laying wire or setting up communications posts, somebody has to guard that process. If you have logistics transporting equipment from location to location, somebody has to establish those routes, guard those routes while they're being used. You can't rely on the line companies all the time to do that. They either don't know anything about logistics or they're too busy fucking up the enemy.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to handpick people that have expertise in different areas from each of your individual entities and train them in the way of the rifleman as the infantryman knows it. Now they're very specially designed. I can do what the infantry does, high-level infantry work, but I do it within the scope of my original expertise. So now what I'm doing is I'm studying maps, looking at potential avenues to set up a logistics route, submitting that to the commander. And then he folds it into his plan. Now that that's been confirmed, you have to understand the vehicles that are transporting this equipment. So now you got to get with the people in Motor T. What kind of armor are you dealing with? What kind of vehicles? What is their fuel efficiency capability? How long can they go without fuel? How fast can they move? All these things. And you take that information and you determine a route that's most efficient and safest to move equipment from A to B And then you have to go out and actively protect that route by observing all activity around it. And you have to have a secondary route just in case there's activity on this route that compromises your mission. It's a very complex, very nuanced way of operating, but it's very effective because you're taking the expertise of one person and leveraging it in an operational way. Am I making sense? It's
me.
Okay. So that's pretty much what I did.
Okay. So So were you, in terms of that route, along with coming up with a plan and a contingency just in case, did you also protect that route?
Yes.
Is that how you get to the count that you got to, by protecting that route?
Correct. There are some inevitabilities. When I mention IEDs, you don't know what an IED is until you know what an IED is.
You gotta break that down.
It has to go off. An improvised explosive device, like I said, can be a parked car. So now think about Houston, Texas. You got to go from the desert to the city center.
Okay.
You're going to map a logistics route that avoids parked cars. Can you do that? No, you can't. You can assess. You can look at the cars. These cars have not moved in quite a while. These cars are in heavy rotation. I mean, you can assess different parameters to try and guess what's the best, safest route. And you also got to get there quickly. You can't be fucking around.
Yeah.
And you have to stagger your convoy. Because if an IED goes off and everybody's what we call nut to butt or nose to tail, you're going to take out 10 vehicles.
Yeah.
You got to put a quarter-mile distance between each vehicle. Now you're stretching out your convoy, and the chances of getting noticed, 2 vehicles come in, 3 vehicles come in. You got a 20-vehicle convoy. By the 4th vehicle, they know what's going on. Now all of your foot soldiers with RPGs are closing in on your location. You got 17 vehicles left. So there's some inevitabilities that you got to deal with. Those inevitabilities should be turned into confirms.
So those inevitabilities come in the form of people, I would assume, and you have to protect the convoy
at all costs. And I'm not protecting the convoy. Fuck the convoy. I'm protecting the Marines.
Does that make it more palatable?
Yeah, there's 2 things that make all of this palatable. You're protecting the Marines, which makes it personable. But you're firing your weapon at a target, which dehumanizes them. You're not hitting him. You're hitting it. Aim your weapon at your target. Aim center mass at your target. Fire, you know what I mean? Impact the target. It's all about the target. No one ever said, hit that enemy soldier, enemy personnel. You don't use that language until you're like at some war room talking to stars. Enemy personnel. You're talking about Geneva Convention shit. Remember I told you about this rifle. It fires a 50 caliber round. It's not intended really for personnel. It's intended for gear. It's against the Geneva Convention to fire that thing at personnel because it's inhumane. That round passes within 2 inches of your shoulder and your arm's coming off. I didn't strike you with it. The vortex behind the round is enough to fuck you up. Now, here's the catch. You got dog tags on. That's technically considered military gear. I was trying to destroy military gear used to identify personnel. So I struck the dog tags with this sniper rifle. Wasn't my fault the guy was standing behind them.
Damn. Now, is that a combination of what's being taught and also what makes it palatable?
100%. It's taught like that to make it palatable.
So dehumanize the target is a target.
Humanize your friendlies, dehumanize your opposition. You're ridding your family and household of vermin.
Okay. So when you reduce them down to that, pulling that trigger, does it? I don't want to use the wrong term. Does it make it easier?
When in the moment, ease is not really. You don't even know. You're not even. It just makes it so that you operate. I don't know if it's even easier. That's not part of the conversation, right? A lot of people, fear, emotion, all of that shit has to go out the window if you want to survive. Because you got to be clear on what you're doing, and you should have enough fear to keep you alert. Your fear is good because it keeps you awake. Your mission is 56 hours.
Yeah.
But you don't want enough fear on the battlefield to distract you, or worse, turn you into a coward, or you're questioning, right, the outcome here. You still need to be confident in the outcome, but you can't be thinking about one or the other. All right, we're talking about phrases and sayings, and one shot, one kill was on the thumbnail coming in here. Another one is, if you ask a rifleman, what is the first thing he feels after a deadly round that he discharges impacts the enemy? What's the first thing he feels? You know what the answer is?
What's the answer?
The recoil of my rifle against my shoulder.
Damn. So, like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. I understand the tactic, right? In terms of getting people to be able to operate. Have you ever, and obviously you can answer, not answer, however you want to answer. You ever encounter kids behind those dog tags?
I've encountered kids with explosives. A lot of people think, tell you what, I'll paint a picture. One that not only I've had to face, but many other service members have faced in many different iterations, but the sentiment reigns true. And this is a picture I like to paint when the conversation of women on the battlefield come up. And I'm not going to make this political, but you'll be able to see where I'm going. Imagine, and I want the audience to do this. Imagine you're in a position where you're tasked with the job of looking out for people that are taking a break. You're in what's called an LP or an OP, a listening post or an observation post that is a distance from a platoon of Marines in between missions. Some are taking a nap, some are writing letters, reading letters, some are eating chow, right? But they just got done a patrol and they're waiting orders to go on another patrol. And it could be anywhere from an hour to a day, but they're just kind of here in the middle of the desert on the edge of a city or something. Under vehicles and shit like that. They're shaving, they're, conducting hygiene, whatever. They're getting their lives back together for a second. Your job is to just sit there and watch their back. Now, anywhere in the Middle East, even I operated in Haiti. Kids running up on you in Haiti is something that happens all the time. They want chocolate, they want money, they want toys. They just want to interact with you because they think G.I. Joe's in town.
Yeah.
Kids running up on you is not an unusual thing. One day, one kid is walking up on this cluster of service members whose back you're watching. And you notice that this kid's garb, their attire is not fitting the way attire to fit children. And the wind is blowing, and there's even greater indications that there's something under there, meaning there's sharp edges and creases underneath the garments as the wind blows and pulls the garment tight against this, there's a box under there or something like that. And and this kid is walking slowly. Kids don't do, if kids approach service personnel, they're running. And there's more than one. This one's alone and walking. Long story short, some radio communication, and a decision is made that this is a threat that needs to be eliminated. So you eliminate the threat. And then EOD rolls in, explosive ordnance disposal. They roll in and discover that this was a martyr. The job of this child was to go approach this unit. When they got close enough, you get it. The explosion was to take out the unit. No matter how you slice it, that kid's fate was sealed. Does it make it easier to squeeze the trigger? Does the thought that you saved a group of Marines, that you sent 20, 30, 40 sons, fathers, husbands, brothers, uncles, community leaders back home to their family, back home to their home turf, to drink a beer at their local. Does that make it easier to sleep at night? Ask yourself those questions. Whether it does or it doesn't, who are you at that point?
Yeah. And you know, like we talked about with the confirms and the 12 and etc., right? Your
no matter
experience.
Go ahead. Well, yeah, you asked some question. Go ahead.
Well, just your experience of the others. Was there a difference between the martyr child and the others? Because the results, let's say the results the same. You send those Marines back to their homes, but is there a difference?
That's where I was headed.
Okay.
I'm glad you asked that. And I must be clairvoyant and saw it coming. The question always remains, all that goes out the window at some point. Even if a life was taken in exchange for yours, what doesn't change is a life was taken. And you start to ask yourself inadvertently, really, is it worth keeping your life to live the rest of your life knowing you've taken another? Because you put yourself in the position of the life being taken, and your potentially worst fear has been realized. And then the fallout that leaves with your family, right? Like that's hard. That's a hard pill to swallow. But it's either that or living knowing that you have brought that reality to someone else. And for what?
That's actually an interesting rhetorical. I think when people do not join, right, and we play video games and we listen to the news and, you know, oil and poppy seeds and all this stuff, the question is exactly that. For what? We don't know all the ins and outs, but you know, yeah. So are you guys in the same boat essentially? First to go, last to know. Like, you know, when we with, you know, the alleged allegation about 9/11 is we went over there for oil.
We're all in the same boat. There's only two boats, the big one and the little one. We're all in the big one. You know who else was in this big one?
Who's that?
12.
Mm-hmm.
You know who's in the little one? The motherfuckers that sent us.
That is.
One man's terrorist is another man's freedom fighter.
Yeah.
That guy's shooting at me and I'm shooting at him for the same reason. To just go to fuck home.
That's real. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. you know, it's 187, right? It's murder, death, kill. But it sounds like it people just doing their job. Can it be that simplified?
It's simpler than that, because is it really their job? They're just doing what they think is best based on what they've been told.
That is crazy. That is
it our job to kill one another?
It sounds like your job in those instances was to protect by any means necessary, up to and including taking life. If I substitute,
in the moment, that's your job.
If I substitute the word duty, is that better or the same difference? Just semantics.
No, they're very different. Your duty is what led you to join.
Mm-hmm.
When you joined is when you were given the job.
Yeah. Let me ask you.
Your job. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was saying your job requirements is just real stiff. Once you sign your life away, that's it. It's do or die. But duty is what brought you there. And duty can be misguided. Duty is a very personal decision, and it's based on principle. You know that.
Yeah. 100%.
But it's when other people leverage that to their best interest.
Yeah.
Is what makes the job fucked up.
Yeah. Was there 100%? Was there a difference between the first time, the middle time, and the last time you had to pull your trigger with that outcome?
It's all run together.
At this point,
I couldn't even tell you. I can tell you about operating in Haiti. I can give you some details about, that operation was called Operation Secure Tomorrow. I can tell you about my experience in the Philippines and in South Korea. Largely training missions to train the people that were there at a time of war. Talk about building a plane when it's taking off.
Yeah.
But that's because at the time, North Korea was getting feisty, and then there's these Muslim factions in the Philippines, the Abu Sayyaf, that are getting goofy as well. And you're trying to train the ROC Marines and the the ROC soldiers and the Philippine Marines do their thing while maybe trying to assist them, but you got to follow Geneva rules of convention, laws of engagement, all this kind of thing. It all runs together.
100%.
You don't even realize what theater, what you do. It's just you get on a plane, a bird, a helicopter, a boat, in a vehicle. You look at a map, you get mission parameters, you go execute, you come back, you debrief, you sleep, you do it again. Oh, and here and there, it's perforated by moments of I'm home with my family for 10 days, 4 days, you know what I mean? But and you back out. And in the training, the way you train, it sets you up so that it all runs. I can't even tell the difference between a training evolution and a real life evolution. They train you that just so you operate. That's it.
This is out of, if this is out of bounds, I apologize. It just popped in my head. When you go to countries, like you mentioned, like a Haiti, people for all intents and purposes look like you. Did that change anything?
It changes a lot. On the front end, it changes a lot. On the back end, it doesn't change much, if anything. Because on the back end is when you realize your humanity again. And then you realize that there's more similar about anybody on the globe than there is different. But on the front end, going in, it changes shit. Sometimes it makes you less aggressive. Sometimes it makes you more aggressive. Sometimes it makes you less afraid because you think there's a connection to be made that you feel, that they'll feel. Sometimes it makes you more afraid because they're like, "Oh, you? They send you?" And it's like we weren't even there to be combatants, really. I mean, well, as far as you need to know, it was a humanitarian mission.
God. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. Man, that is interesting. This part. The people that you went there with that didn't come back with you, so to speak. Can you let us in any way, shape, or form of what that's like?
Imagine it's bad enough you don't know why you're doing what the fuck you're doing. First to go, last to know. What brought you here is a deep sense of patriotism. Patriotism to people that you don't even know, but you know you love them because they're from where you're from. In the hood, this level of patriotism is at the bedrock. It's my block and that's your block, right? In the gang community, this is a sentiment that's shared. Territorialism, tribalism, however you want to look at it. Then there's a selection of people that made the decision you made, and you admire them more than you admire yourself, because you questioning yourself, what the fuck have I done now? Why am I in this position? But you admire them because they made the decision that you did, but they're stoic about it. They're not indicating any sign of duress. They're enthusiastic about their job, so you admire them like superheroes. You train with them, you come up with them, you see their flaws, their weaknesses, you see their strengths, and you admire them more. And then they're responsible for keeping you alive. You actually get sleep because this guy stayed awake. And then you return the favor. And then he dies. And you see it. Many cases you couldn't stop him. What if you could have? What was the cost? It's fucked up, but we're humans. We do dumb shit. Just appreciate life.
He said, couldn't stop it, but what if you could? That's that would probably be the worst feeling. Couldn't stop it.
Worse than dying? Let's say dying is let's say that's the best option. The guy you left behind is now feeling what you would have felt. It's all fucked up.
Yeah. I have 3 brothers. If I couldn't stop it, but what if I could? I couldn't undo that. It's a hell of a statement. I showed a few pictures, early on, the pictures you sent me, are this may be missed. Okay,
they're not all here. They're not all here. That's what you're gonna ask.
Man, I couldn't even imagine. I had a buddy in college, right, and this don't even halfway fit the bill. He got shot, just violence in around the way, and him and I just started back talking, not because of beef, just because we just, you just out of college for so long. But we used to ride together all the time, and y'all just reading the messages alone, Hold on 1 second. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. What's your recommendation to young men? I know the talks of reinstituting the draft and etc. But what's your recommendation to young men considering joining the military?
Know who you are and appreciate that. Know who you are, meaning know your principles, know your strengths, your weaknesses, your intentions, where you come from, what you want out of life. When I say appreciate that, appreciate all of that as factors and components of life. You master those things and you do what you think is best because it's your life to live. And I'm not going to sit here and have you consign yourself to a life of misery because you think you should or shouldn't do this, and it opposes your every principle. Nor am I going to suggest that you go into defending something that you may end up regretting. All I can say is this: regret is a part of life, and if you're faced with it, don't let it ruin the rest of your life. Embrace it and move on.
That's solid. I want to make sure the young brothers understand that those experiences, obviously I think there's an effect in a moment. Is it everlasting? Did they change you? The people that loved you before you went, could they notice?
Oh yeah. They notice every time I come home, I'm different. When I came home from boot camp, I'm different. When I came home from my first deployment, I'm different. Second deployment, third deployment. When I left the Marines, I'm not the same person I was in high school. I mean, none of us are, but in some ways, I'm more of who I was, and in other ways, I'm diametrically different. But I don't know that that's really even irrelevant. I'm not saying it's an irrelevant question, but it's something that, I mean, we all evolve. Everything changes.
Yeah, I agree. I think, to clarify, because it is a poorly delivered question, I think we all grow and evolve, right? And experiences help do that. There are experiences, though, that I have that the change was imminent because of what it was that I was experiencing. So it's not like I jumped off a cliff in Jamaica, right? I'm like, oh, I'm not so scared of heights, or whatever the case is. It's like oh, this is that. I will never see that the same way again. I've been altered. Maybe that's better. I've been altered because of this experience.
Yes.
So to
Yeah, yeah. So now, I mean, the way I see, let's say, the United States government gets changed from the inside, and then I'll leave that right there. That alone can kind of change, not your intent, but it changes your perception of how your intent is fulfilled.
Mhm.
And I'll leave that right next to it and move on. One thing that comes with one thing, I'll give you another little story or quip. Luckily, it didn't really take hold of me because I had experience with this before, lots. But one thing Marines come home and do is they come home and die. Why? Well, because when you're over in another country, you're getting a lot of money. You're getting your base pay, you're getting combat pay, you're getting hazard pay, and you're not spending it. So you can come home with 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, $80,000 on a 6 to 9 month deployment. So what do? You go to the car dealer, motorcycle dealer, and you get what is essentially a ground-based missile. And you go and explore its capabilities. Here's a problem. You're seeking an adrenaline rush that can't be replaced, one that was developed in the country you were in. Your sense of adrenaline has been numbed. When shit's blowing up around you, your adrenal intake, you get acclimated to it. And now you're seeking the same adrenaline rush through something recreational behind the wheel of something that's way too powerful for anything you're skilled to operate. You have a sense of bravado because you done made it home. You're a little bit invincible. I mean, that motherfucker over there couldn't get me with an RPG. I'm in control of this high horsepower individual, this horse. This ain't gonna kill me. And that's exactly what it does. So for the worst, changing your perspective can happen. And walk, that change in perspective will walk right into your recreational life and take you out. All the other stuff is obvious. Changes in perspective on life. But it even will hit you where you would think it never would. And that's where you have everything under control, where the world is yours. It'll get you there too. I see.
Yeah. No, that you looking for that fulfillment, but it wasn't even created in the space you now occupy. That's something that people wouldn't understand. Like you're trying to duplicate a adrenaline rush, which is impossible, not for the mere fact that you can't go pick up a gun. It's the environment, the people, the places, the things, the smell, all of that speaks to it.
You can't recreate that. Even if you could, you don't have the skill needed to manage what's necessary to manage to prevent your demise. Yeah. Even if you could recreate a tumultuous enough environment to recreate that adrenal experience, you don't know what you're doing. You're moving at speeds and having to make decisions with timing that you don't have any practice in.
Yeah. Damn, I know you're into fast cars.
Yeah, that shit never got me. I stayed humble because I knew before. I know what that world entails. I know what my capabilities are, and I know the capabilities of a vehicle and how to see them coming. I was trying to educate brothers on that shit.
Yeah.
If anything, slowed me down a little bit, or made me even more apt to leave it on the racetrack. But not everybody has a history behind the wheel of race cars or race, you know what I mean? High end, nobody, come on. I'm not fooled into thinking that this is the usual.
Yeah, no, 100%. There's one thing that we always see depicted in the movies. The tossing and the turning, the unrest. I remember in one of the movies specifically, was it American Sniper? Where he was literally watching the tapes of real like live action, like people actually getting deleted. You know, it was a movie, but he's watching real tapes of carnage essentially, and a lot of the tossing and the turning, the dreams and nightmares. Is that sensationalized in the movies?
No.
I
don't watch really those movies much anymore. Before I'd watch a war movie in a minute. I don't watch that shit. I'll tell you what, around about the time I got married, maybe a little bit before. No, I was married just a few years ago. 24? So let's call it 2017, just for the sake of the conversation. I'm asleep in bed with my wife. If she's here, she can tell you the story. If not, she's in the other room. I'm asleep and I'm having a dream. And I didn't realize I was having a dream until I woke up. And what woke me up was the realization that I kicked my wife. When I say I kicked her, I mean, I Donkey Konged her. What I was doing, I was either breaching a door or kicking someone off. I don't know. I don't remember the details of the dream, but the dream was, you know what I mean? Like I was operating and shit, you know what I mean? And my leg, I just remember Molly whopping her. I'm surprised I didn't break a shin or some shit, you know? And I immediately woke up on impact. Boom. And I realized, I said, did I just kick some? And I'm looking at my body's on, and hey, are you all right? And she's like, yeah. You know what I mean? Like she's like, yeah, I'm okay. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. To this day, I talk about it. I'm apologizing. She knew instantly what it was. She's like, no, it's not your fault. You didn't, you know what I mean? She's like, I knew. I mean, it surprised the hell out of me, and it hurts like all hell. But the moment it happened, she forgave me. She was nothing to forgive. She knew exactly what it was. She said, I know you would never. And I beat myself up about it still. I don't know what's worse, the damn dream and what led me to it, or the fact that it's having an effect on her. Like, I don't even sleep as close to her, you know, like I don't, like that spoonish, we don't do that. We got this huge king and I'm over here and she's over there. You know, I don't want to, sometimes I don't even sleep in the bed, or, you know what I mean? Because I just, you shouldn't have to feel the fallout of any of this. And that's if I sleep. She'll tell you about my sleeping patterns. Well, you can probably figure out my sleeping patterns. I don't. And then she even when I'm asleep, she can have a conversation and I can verbatim repeat the entire conversation as if I was awake and eavesdropping.
Is this associated with that experience, the military experience?
100%. I was a 12-hour teenager just like the rest of us before I went. I'd go out and wouldn't come back into this world until I was good and damn ready. Now, sleep is weird to her. I mean, not anymore. She's like, yeah, that's how he sleeps. But it was surreal. Do you sleep? And then when I do sleep, I might get 14 straight, just catch up, or I don't sleep at all, or my ability to sleep on a pinhead, wake right up and operate, go from completely out to behind the wheel of a vehicle in 3 minutes. It's including brushing teeth, getting dressed. You know, it's strange. Or she'll have a conversation and I'll wake up and contribute to the conversation, and the fuck?
Broken sleep, man. That unrest. Damn.
But she's super supportive. Like, I couldn't have a better wife. She makes that experience so easy for me.
Yeah.
I mean, because I get to live it. I get to process it the way I naturally. I don't even feel bad about it anymore. I actually can sleep. Sleep is something that it's on a button for me now. I get sleep when I want sleep, and then I'm rested. And she'll even take care of the kids, whatever is necessary around it, and let me sleep. Stay the fuck out of it. I'll go to sleep at 1 o'clock in the morning and won't wake up until 6 o'clock the following morning. And not a disturbance. And this will be Tuesday. You know, something weird. She completely lets me live that. Sleep is no longer a lamented experience. She makes it easy.
Yeah.
And I appreciate her for it. That's why I fucking serve, because people like her. You're not going to threaten their existence. Not on my watch. Fuck you.
Shit like that.
That question always comes up, Aaron. Or is the military actually protecting us, or is this just what's fed to everybody?
Yes and no. It's protecting us. Because if it wasn't for the military, we'd be speaking, I don't know, German, Russian, Vietnamese, choose one. Spanish, I mean, who knows? It's protecting us. But that's not its direct, that is a byproduct of a greater responsibility, and that is to protect the interest of, well, I'm not going to put my tinfoil hat on, nor am I going to get your channel compromised, but y'all know what it is. Y'all ain't stupid.
Shit like that.
Okay. Damn, man. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. Man, I just... Damn, that shit. See, I think the dehumanizing and making the targets, right? Man, that is, man, it has to be constant drilling in back and forth and back. Oh,
there's my wife.
Yeah, I see her now. She was here earlier too. And then the losing people. That felt to me like that was the biggest impact. Was I off?
No. Because you're there to save and protect lives. No matter whose life that is. And in the process of that, that's exactly what you lose.
When you have ownership over it, just based on the role that you played, were you putting the onus on yourself maybe heavier than others might? Like, let me just say why, right? In terms of the movies, right? Just the movies. When I see people with different roles, like the gunner on the was it the 50 caliber, right? They seem very responsible for everybody. When I look at the sniper movies, like quite literally, and I don't know if it's sensationalized or not, but you'll have the one Marine running through or something, and the sniper literally has to protect them while he's trying to get from point A to point B. See everything that he doesn't see. There was a movie where the sniper, like, he was getting too much fire, and the Marine or the soldier on the ground was yelling at the sniper, like, what the hell are you doing up there? And so I know you mentioned the different weapons that you used. Is that because you feel or felt responsible because of the role you played? No.
Your brain housing group is filled with so much other information and processing it, that all of this stuff. So you have time to think about that in a movie, and they have the artistic freedom to paint things to stimulate these thoughts and ideas. When you're there, I mean, you got a sense of responsibility, but that shit was bred in you back at boot camp. There's ways that team-oriented spirit is bred in you. So you're just operating. Like that's that instinct that we were talking about that's bred into the defensive player. You know what I mean? Like that was taken care of long ago.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's one of the reasons why you have haircut restrictions and uniform standards, so that you all look alike. It's to bring you together. Now, there's some operational reasons why you have haircut standards and shit. You don't want facial hair when you have a gas mask on, because you don't want to impede the ability to create a seal.
Yeah.
Right. You want your uniform to properly fit, so you're not getting snagged and slowed up on shit when you're trying to fit in tight spaces. Like, there's operational, but there's also esoteric purposes that keep you together. It's that team. So that's an automatic. That ownership that you're talking about, you don't even realize it. That shit hits you when you get home. You're just thinking about distances to target. You're thinking about mission parameters. You're thinking about weapons capabilities. You're thinking about assessing potential threats, actual, confirmed threats, avenues of approach. You're thinking about shit. What's around you? What's around him? What's around your opponent? Playing chess, you're not thinking about responsibility.
Yeah, no, I can see that.
You're there because of responsibility. And to take care of that responsibility is to submerge yourself in the mission.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. At a much lower level, right? Sports have a similar effect. You do it, No,
not lower. 100%. Sports and combat, it's just recreational combat. It's you against them. And there's a plan and a strategy. There's an offense, there's a defense. Everybody has a position that they play. Everybody's a different kind of weapon. There's a camaraderie. There's a training evolution that has to occur. There's physical constraints that are necessary, and there's physical, you got to overcome. It's the same. It's just one is designed to score points. The other one is designed to waste lives. It's the same.
Yeah, no, 100%. I just, I was playing flag football, and those guys are like, "Oh, I do this, that, and third." I'm like, "Boy, if you only knew what this ain't." You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So I just want to make sure I'm considerate of the level of things based on the consequence of actions.
I appreciate as much as it is different in the way you're saying, which it is, and I appreciate it. It is also the same in the way it plays out.
Yeah, and the care, right? Like your teammates get hurt, or like guy missing a play, fumbling the ball. Just so much of it that goes into like the investment you have in other people.
You can break a leg in both combat and sports, and that's one of the worst outcomes in combat and sports you can endure, and one of the least things you want to happen. And that shared, just a broken leg is enough to fuck this, and that's in both.
Yeah, no, 100%. You remember in was it Any Given Sunday? Not Any Given Sunday. With Booby, the football movie, Friday Night Lights. Well, he was the man. When he got hurt, it's like everybody got hurt. Like the impact. So,
yep.
Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, and tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. Hey, Aaron, man, I humbly appreciate you. I love you. I appreciate the vulnerability, the transparency, and the candor. This was an opportunity that 260 people got to experience in real time. I'll put the clip out again for sure, right? But it ain't nothing like live. So, and remember we talked about it. We talk about vagina and penises, Full House, right? We talk about a little bit different things, not so much. That's why me and Aaron talked about it. Don't just keep asking us to stop talking about vagina and penises. Don't do it, because y'all love that shit.
Yeah. And I gotta thank you. I mean, extend a really profound sentiment of gratitude to you just for offering your platform to let this story be told. And make no mistake, I'm not telling my story. It's not mine. I'm telling the story of those I served with, those before, and those to come. And I'm not telling the story to the audience here. I'm telling the story to the fellow Americans. And you offered your platform, and you curated questions so that task could be accomplished. So to that, individually and on the behalf of all veterans, I say thank you.
Yes, sir.
Again, This is not my story. It's just my perspective. It's the view down the sight of the rifle as I see it. But the story ain't mine.
Shit like that.
Fifi with the $5 says, "So sorry, Aaron. Thanks for sharing your story." Lauren Mack with the 50 ball. He says, "Love your big Aaron!" Exclamation point. Thanks for your time, your patience, and your love for others.
Shit like that.
Lauren Mack gifted 5 memberships. Salute to anyone who got one. Please maintain it. So we definitely doing my bad, y'all know I don't look in the chat while I'm doing interviews, and it's better for it. If you guys look, I just released an older clip from when I interviewed Angry Man, and I was like looking at the chat, sharing them while we're talking. It actually takes away from just the overall quality, you know. I'm gonna drop the link. We'll be here for a good time, not a long time. The POV is definitely going down today. Aaron, I'm gonna keep the ladies' butts on the hot seat a little bit in terms of they gotta, not only do they have a backup plan. I don't know if you remember hearing Alex saying she had her little emergency fund, but it turns out they also have a backup man.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're gonna see what they talking about. The War Report podcast is Aaron's channel. It is growing at 10BR. You know, we just want to create a conglomerate of great things. That conglomerate only consists of TMBR and the War Report at the moment, but it is what it is, you know, point blank period. Like, it just is what it is. So definitely go like, share, and subscribe. Somebody dropped the live link. Oh, I think Atticus just dropped it, but just drop it periodically. I'm gonna drop the link in the chat. You might want to come up and inquire if there's something that you wanted me to ask. Thank you, Atticus. I'm gonna tell you, if I think, and this is no shade to Aaron, if I don't like your question, then it won't be answered. I'm just gonna be honest about that. You know, so I hope people.
I like it, and I appreciate that, and I'm supportive of it. Yeah, 100%.
Mm-hmm. But if you want to come up and just ask the things, right? Just things that people wonder about. If you are a vet and you want to maybe expound, remember, I think that's okay, right? Just make sure you do it in good taste.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know? So, yeah, man, interesting. The link is dropped. Hold on, I think that's Jason. Yeah, and Aaron is not afraid of any tough questions, right? We just don't want anything disingenuous or leading down a path we know we shouldn't go, right? So we want to be responsible. Jay Smooth, what's popping?
What's going on? How you doing, Hal?
It's good. How you?
I'm great. How you doing? I'm sorry, I tried to adjust my camera. I'm driving. How you doing?
Good. Move it. You probably want to move it. Like, if you want to angle it, I mean, we can see you. There you go. You're good. Yeah, you good. You good. Hold on now. Good. Oh, man. There you go. There you go. What's up, Jay Smooth?
How you doing?
How you?
I'm great, man. Great.
Man, Drell was good.
What's going on, Hal? Can you hear me?
Man, I was just thinking about you yesterday. I'm like, I ain't seen you in a minute, but I know, you know, a lot of your circumstances changed pretty dramatically 4 months ago. So it'd be like that, you know, in a good way, with the marriage and all that. So let me get Jay Smooth. Jay Smooth, what's popping? What you got for us?
Nothing, man. How you doing? First of all, I want to piggyback on what Aaron said. We want to thank you for opening this platform, allowing him and others to tell their stories, man. You know, mine is not as extensive as his, but I'm a disabled veteran also. I served. I was 11 Mike. I was in the infantry. I got to see some things myself. And to Aaron, I just want to thank you, brother, and others who served, and God bless you. So.
Same to you, brother. Same to you. Thank you.
No, just real quick, man. I don't think a lot of people understand the things that a lot of veterans see, man. When they go overseas or when they have to experience certain things, and we take it for granted. And like Aaron say, a lot of us that go in, man, especially us being black men per se, a lot of us usually go for a purpose. And a lot of times you hear the same sentiment of, the protection of my family. I look around and I see the people I love, and, I just want to, be someone to help protect that. Just no different than a man in his home, and have his family in his home. You protect your home, against any invaders or people who might invade to do any harm to you and your family. And it's the same as far as this country, man. And we have a duty, man. We are natural protectors, and I think it's just something we're born with. It's not for everybody. And I think people have to understand that everybody have their different reasons for going to the military. Some people it may be for school, some people it may be just for the experience, but certain people, man, we have our underlying purpose. And you'd be amazed at some of the stuff that people see and people have to go through in order to accomplish that. And so just wanted to give homage to those people who took that risk, basically. So that's what I have. Keep this short and simple.
No doubt. Good enough. Man, Dre, what's up, man?
What's going on, man?
How you?
Doing all right. How about yourself?
I'm doing all right, man. Getting old.
No, you're not. You still in your 30s. Shut up.
Yeah.
So,
Getting in shape.
I don't see it. Anyway.
Damn. You know how to keep me humble. That's for damn sure. Was good though.
Aaron was touching on, and he didn't even scrape the surface on some of the stuff. You and I had a conversation a while back. I think Easy Bands was there too. We were talking about we was on the topic of religion. You said God endorsed wars and stuff like that. And I told you, I read that in the Old Testament too. But remember, I was telling you about things we come back with. And there are things that I live with every single day. I wake up with it. It's with me all day long.
Yeah.
Until I go to sleep, if I sleep.
Yeah.
Like Aaron said, I'll be up 3 days. Then I'll go to sleep for 4 hours and wake back up and do the same thing on 4 hours of sleep.
Yes, sir.
3 more days. You know what I'm saying? But then there are days where I go to sleep 14 hours.
Yes, sir.
And then, Aaron's spot on with it. Sometimes I'll sleep 14 straight hours. Mm-hmm. And you know what I'm saying? But yeah, Aaron, you gave people light work, man. Real light. That's nothing compared to what it really was, Aaron, what years did you serve?
01 to 05.
Okay.
And then you remember 05, there was a stop loss period.
Yeah, I remember that.
Right. So take that with but the contract, right, was 01 to 05. It was a 4-year.
Gotcha. Yeah, right. I remember the stop loss because everybody who wanted to get out was pissed off.
Yeah. So, but with a 4-year contract starting October 10, 2001, ending in a stop loss period. But
so we served in the same. Yeah, so there's overlap between our service time.
Yeah,
I was in there from 02 to 08. Served 6 years.
Yeah, so your stop loss, you probably wore stop loss, or you probably
didn't matter. I wasn't getting out at the time anyway.
Right. Okay.
So, for me, I was like, okay.
You do a second part. You did a part of another contract, or did you re-up it all?
Yeah, private.
Oh,
private contract after that. Yeah, because I was in JSOC.
Yeah. Yeah, I was Marshall.
Okay. There you go. Yeah. I was in
in-house
JSOC.
JSOC.
Yeah. I was JSOC. You was MARSOC. Okay.
Yep.
So I was in special operations, as you know.
Yeah.
Green Berets, and like some of the stuff, like one of the things that get on my nerves, because very little does, is when people say, "You know what you're signing up for." I'm like, no, you don't.
No,
you don't know what war. All the training we did. What people don't understand is all the training we did. And we trained our ass off. That's what our job was, pretty much back here at Garrison, was to train.
Yeah.
When you get over there, how much of this shit did you actually use?
10%. Just enough to keep muscle memory, just to be able to translate the fucking mission language to operation. Everything else was make it up as you go.
Exactly. Everything else is improv. Because
our training evolutions, if you would agree, were primarily jungle based to begin with. All of the different subcategories and disciplines of training were predicated on the Vietnam era war. You know what I mean? And
it was, especially in the beginning.
We had to make up the whole mount facility training and the whole desert training and
urban training.
Urban
training. We made that up. Yeah,
we made it up.
We made it up.
And then to go use made-up training that you made, CQ, everything you just said, in the environment that we were making it up for.
It was wild. You just kind of left to your own devices to think shit up and make it through. And for us, we were 100 miles inside in the territory. 12 of us by ourselves. That was it.
Yeah.
You're there. This is where you're going to be. And you got to go outside the wire. Because our fob wasn't big. It's only 12 of us.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't need to be big.
No.
And the whole thing you're saying about like us, we go out and train people, how to defend themselves. And of course, we're getting attacked every day.
Every day.
But we could not take the same route twice.
No.
We had to pull out a map because we didn't have GPS at the time. With no fucking drones, except the big ones shooting missiles. A compass, a map, and look at where you need to go. You need to make grid coordinates, shooting azimuth, the whole 9 yards. We had to do that manually, analog.
True north, grid north, magnetic north.
Exactly. Exactly. At the board, I got the answer wrong, but they gave it to me anyway because I was so confident in my answer. I said north, northeast, and northwest.
Hey guys, let me ask you guys.
I was wrong as a day is long, man. But they was like, you know what? You're so confident. We'll give it to you.
Let me run this by you guys. So this is one of the things that is alleged or speculated or assumed, or people think they have all the right information. So I think this is an opportunity to clarify or justify or confirm.
Okay. He's talking about. Yeah, I can speak on that.
All right. Well, let me read it out just in case. I'm about to start re-uploading this as a podcast form. So, people like Apple and such. So Mo with the 50 ball says, how many artifacts, land, poppy field, etc., innocent villages did you guys steal from over there? Or at least, quote unquote, look the other way while that was going on? It was a lot, wasn't it?
From my experience, yeah. Yes, and was it a lot? From my experience, yeah. No artifacts, though. But especially Afghanistan with the poppy fields and other things going on that we were directly told not to intervene with, but I did anyway and kind of got in trouble. Almost ended up in Leavenworth. But because, there's some things I'm just like, there's some shit I just can't list. I can't look the other way when that's going on.
So I guess
I had to, from my perspective.
You obviously you stay in the parameters of what you can expound on, but what do you mean? Like what did you have to intervene on? What type of activity?
Shit dealing with kids. Aaron, you've been in Afghanistan, you know about the Chai boys. Shit with that when you're in the middle of nowhere. Again, 100 miles behind enemy lines. No help coming. The cavalry ain't coming over the next hill if you get in trouble. But, there's things going on there with that. And no, I couldn't turn the other way. That was, it just, no. That was the only thing in my head was no. You know what I mean? And everything else was blank and no.
So you're saying that the people that resided in where you were doing things that you didn't allow with kids, like the people that were there.
Yeah, they weren't the only ones doing it either.
What do you mean?
Well, talking to one of the locals there, they felt, they're Muslim and they think like, you should be virgins until you get married, right? But you have natural needs, so they find ways to circumvent that. They think it's more virtuous to do something with a little boy than it is to lose your virginity to a woman. That's how they get around it. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, hearing that, I was like, I laughed at it because I thought it was ridiculous. But then you get somewhere and you see this going on, and this is one of the things, because you can't interfere with like their natural habitat, as we'll call it. You know what I mean? Like their culture, their way of life. You're not allowed to do that. But, again, people, this is not a religious thing. This is a cultural thing. This is just regional, those provinces and things like that. So don't think all Muslims believe that way. That's not the case. But yeah, that's the thing going on. That was the thing going on over there. Like I said, Aaron, positive, about that. So, I mean, and the whole thing with the poppy fields and taking territory. Yeah, there's a lot of that going on. I was there, boots on the ground, firsthand involved with a lot of that. So, I mean, it's just, can't get into no detail on an open platform. No.
And here's the thing: a lot of that would be wrapped up operationally anyway. Because, like, let's say if you're talking about artifacts, what do you think's going to happen when you're seizing a weapons cache? It's seized. Even with a poppy field, if you're going to destroy, or taking territory, if it happens, yes, and a lot of it is unethical and immoral, but it would get wrapped up in the mission constraints anyway. Mm-hmm. That we're there to locate, close with, and fuck up a perceived enemy.
And by the way, keep your eye out for this, Aaron. Keep your eye out for this. If you come across it, do X, Y, and Z with it, but carry on the rest of the mission.
Yes.
That's how it's presented to you.
Yes.
You have an operation in that area. By the way, while you're doing this, keep an eye out for this, that, and the other.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you find it.
When you find it.
When?
Because they know, they tell you that because they know it's there.
That's
like they're not guessing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not guessing. They know it's there. Why do you think they're really sending you there for that? And while you're there to pick that up, why don't we go ahead and do these things also? But on paper, they make the rest of the shit look like the big thing, the reason why you're there. Oh, we just so happen to grab this. Look at what we found on the way. We got this. Like, come on, man.
That's why I'm saying it's wrapped up in the mission. And
yes,
either way you slice it,
Either way, it's wrapped up. And another thing is about you're talking about. I wanted to comment on body counts, confirmed kills. That's usually more of a sniper thing. You know what I'm saying? We would in the beginning, Aaron, we did count because you over there, you're excited. You know what I'm saying? We're going, hey, especially me, get some. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna go over there. This is what we're here to do. I finally get to experience war. Blah blah blah. But then you do it, and once you get to a certain number, because I had this conversation with my mom, and she never talked to me about it again. Mm-hmm. She asked me that was the one and only time she's ever asked me about my military experience, period, actually. Mm-hmm. I told her the number I had gotten to. She's like, no, you didn't. I said, yeah. And that's when I stopped counting.
I'm glad you said that, because you're right. And it's in the sniper community. People don't understand the lower body counts are in the sniper community because we count. Like, I'm not going to ask Mandrell what his is or what he thinks. Your standard issue grunt body count can be like 12. You can catch 12 in a vehicle.
Right. 12 is nothing.
You can get 2 or 3 in a vehicle trying to blow your gate. You're not even outside the wire. Am I right, Mandrell?
Absolutely.
That's 2 or 3 right there.
You can do that on accident, man. You talking about somebody like myself who was a weapons sergeant?
Oh,
and we're out there by ourselves. I mean, that body count got up. It was in the double digits. I'll say that. High in the double digits. When it got to the point where I was like, this is ridiculous.
Multiple.
So I was like, there's no point. Yeah, it's like this. I was like, once I got above, well, I ain't gonna say it. But anyway, it got to the point where it's just like,
oh man.
I was like, fuck. And it was my first deployment too, Hamp. And I was like, you know what? I got a whole lot more to go. There's no point to counting anymore.
I see what you're saying. So you're saying double digits. High double digits.
Double digits. When I start counting, I was in the high double digits. So it's in the triple.
Yeah, majority or minority. Answer that question, and that'll give you
definitely in the triple digits. There's no question about it.
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you off camera or whatever, or you can reach out to me privately if you want to.
Yeah.
I'll tell you then. But it's like, yeah, man. When I start counting, I was like, all right, I see where this is going. This ain't fun. There's no point.
12 is nothing.
Yeah.
12 is a number, like he just said, that for a sniper who joined starting out in logistics, right? Like he went straight to the operator community. I fell into an operations capable community, which does a lot of what he does, looks just like it, but the intended result. And like I said earlier, Mandra, I'm sure you caught this. There's a lot of piloting of new ways of doing business. Well, we talked about it with training. You're making it up. And like there may be a law that says, or a rule that says you have to be in 0311, or you have to go in as a grunt, as your primary MOS to get into the operator community. They may take that off the table because they need someone from another MOS in their ability to go to an operator training facility like sniper school, or you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Just to operate in a capacity that is operations capable.
Absolutely.
So you might look like an operator, do what operators do, but you may not be an operator, even though you're wearing the beanie and have the beard. Mandrell knows what I'm talking about.
Yep. It's nothing for them to snatch, like you're in logistics. If they needed a logistics person, there's nothing for them to come to another unit and just, hey, we need some, you got something for logistics? Yeah, let us grab them for a while. It's nothing for that to happen.
Yeah. So they got to create it. Exactly. And it's very specialized. And that's why my number is so acute, but relatively low, because it comes from a very specialized piloted way of doing business.
Yep.
Yeah, but he's right, 100%. I support 100% what he's saying. That's the way it looks.
It's wild. Like, I mean, then you come back. Then the thing you're saying about when we come back, yeah, that's the big thing. What you come back with, and then I have to, and then trying to recreate the adrenaline rush. Like I skydive, I train MMA, Muay Thai, boxing, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and part of it, yeah, it is to chase that adrenaline rush. But there's nothing like it.
Yeah.
Can't be duplicated.
I know you know guys that died on bikes in cars.
Absolutely, all the time, doing dumb shit.
Closer to 200 miles an hour than 100
exactly, doing dumb shit on an interstate.
Yeah.
I mean, one guy got in an accident so bad, man. There was really nothing left of his body, not much, because the road rash, as they call it, his body skidding across the ground. It's like, yeah, it was.
It
gets bad. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It gets bad, man.
I had a aircraft catch me. They didn't really catch me till later on in the day after a shift change, but a cop pulled me over and says, the shift before me, there was an aircraft clocked you doing 181 on 24 in North Carolina.
Really?
And I was just letting it hang out a little bit. I wasn't even really 181. I found top gear and just let it hang there for a minute. 181. They couldn't get me because it was a shifting. He didn't observe it. Yeah. But had me out for a month. That bike and tag couldn't go over the speed limit for like a month.
I think the silliest thing I got pulled over for was I was driving in the middle of the road with the lines. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a 2-lane road, but I'm in the middle because I got used to driving that way.
Yeah. Yes.
I got so used to driving that way. It just like got over here. Just that's what I was doing.
Yeah.
thought nothing of it. And the IEDs, Hemp, that Aaron was talking about, I don't want nothing to do with them damn things.
Told you, yeah.
Never did. Those are the worst.
Worst.
I'd rather be in a gunfight against 100 people by myself than deal with that shit.
100%. I know you've seen 7 tons flipped.
Yes. And you're right about that. We used to catch ordnance all the time, man. Like in car trunks.
Yeah.
Loaded.
Yeah.
Loaded. That shit would take out a block.
Yeah.
Like and it's packed with all kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like
you'd have to stagger convoys, quarter mile between vehicles. And when you get ambush, everybody has to catch up, create 360 degrees of security. You know how long it takes to get 20 vehicles with a quarter mile stagger bunched up because they've been ambushed because the middle vehicle was flipped? It's fucked, man.
And then you got to put some bodies and all that shit and return fire. First of all, you got to determine where the fire coming from. And God help you if you're in some canyon and they're on both sides.
RPGs coming downhill?
Yes.
Whoa.
And bullets coming downhill. God help you. That's a long night. Because it's gonna happen tonight, because most convoys happen at night. From my experience.
No, they have to. 60 to 70% of convoys greater than 5 vehicles are going to be at night. Yep. Smaller than 5 vehicles, that's pretty much a motorized patrol.
Because most of our operations were at nighttime.
Lots.
The vast majority of them is going to be at night.
Yeah.
So
daytime is hearts and minds. Nighttime is actual action.
Yep.
Man, that shit. Tommy, what's popping, man? I don't know if you caught the whole thing, but I just dropped the link. Aaron and I went one-on-one for about an hour and a half or so. But go ahead. What you got, brother?
Yeah, I went Navy, and a big reason why.
What's going on?
A big reason for that was because of, coming from where I come from, I kind of knew what to expect. So for me, I used to always joke, like, I got shot at enough. I wasn't going there to get some more, you feel me? So my only 2 choices was Air Force and Navy. And I didn't know much about the military, so I didn't even know Air Force had, like, ground units. I just thought it was going to be fucking with planes and shit. So I never even, Army and Marines weren't even a choice for me. It's crazy, even like how Aaron said about the motorcycle thing, because I never really put that together, because, like, I'm in a club, and shit, I think probably 80% is vets. And even, like, the clubs that were started out here, mostly from vets and stuff. I never really put that together.
Mm-hmm.
But that was crazy to hear. But it's crazy, like, whenever I hear a lot of them stories, like me and Mandrell and talk and stuff, and even hearing what Aaron talk about, that's a lot of the reasons why I didn't go to the Army and Marines, because I don't even want to say I was in a position to kind of see some of that stuff before even coming into that. So for me, I knew what I was trying to avoid. But one thing that that kind of messed me up when I was in there is when I did my 4 years in there, I was losing partners at home. So I dealt with that survivor's remorse, because now in my head, I'm like, bro, if I was there, he wouldn't have been in this situation. Or if I was there, you feel me, I could have been woo-woo or what. Even if it's not true in my head, that's what it thinks, because if I was there,
mm-hmm.
I would have had some power to do something about it. So I think that's a big part that people miss too, is when I liken it to almost like jail. Like when you leave for those 4 or 5 years or however much, you get 2 weeks to leave and pretty much you're never at home. A lot of the times when you come back, your brain is stuck on when you left. You get what I'm saying? Like when I came home, parents got divorced. When I left, they was happy. You feel me? Like my younger brothers was in single digits age, come back, they teenagers smoking weed. Like it was a mind fuck for me, because I'm like, damn. And then not to mention how neighborhoods and changed and shit. This store not here no more. Like it's crazy how so much can change in 4 or 5 years of you basically being absent from home, and then you come home and you like it's a whole different world damn near a lot of times.
You looking around like everything brand new.
Where's my home?
That's what people told. That's what people. My cousin told me that. He's like, we're in the car and we're riding. He's like, man, what you looking around like that for? Like, what? You look like you ain't never been here before. Like it looked different. Tommy, you're absolutely right, man. It's like for us, everything here was put on pause. But then when we come back, all the different changes and stuff like that, this shit is weird to us. You know
I'm
what
gonna
I
tell
mean?
you what's crazy. I came home and my brothers was teenagers, but when the birthday came up, in my brain, I instantly was thinking about getting toys, because in my brain they was still the same age when I left. It was weird to kind of adjust and kind of catch back up, because like I said, when I left, I came back. My little brothers whooped my ass on Call of Duty. Mind you, he didn't even know what to do with a controller before I left. So I'm like, it was a crazy thing to kind of figure out when you come back or whatever.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that, but he's right. It doesn't matter your length of service, purpose, mission, where it all affects you. None of it is escapable. It's what, and like I forgot about everything Tommy B saying. He's right. I came home and I'm like, this doesn't even feel like home anymore. Like you feel like you lose your perception of home, because what you come home to has changed so much. Like you have to let that go for the rest of your life, where everyone else has been after coming. They've seen that building get demolition. You know, this block changed because that parking lot was a building, or the other way around. You got to live with that for the rest of your life, seeing your home disappear right before your eyes. Shit like that. And like you said, you didn't even realize the bikes, 80% of veterans, but now that I mention it, right, the chasing the adrenaline rush and maintaining the camaraderie are the two things why those bike clubs, and you didn't even see it coming. It's so much that we even forget about what we hold on to. You can't escape any of it.
Hey, gentlemen, I'm gonna have to come back later because where I'm about to go is gonna hurt the quality of the show. But I know you guys are gonna stay on, and I want to talk more about it. So, thank you guys.
Yeah, appreciate you too, Jay Smooth.
Yeah, I'll be back later.
All right.
2 questions for Aaron.
What's up?
What's up, Aaron? Salute to the service you do for a country. I have questions. Why is it that some people from the Arab American community, they don't agree with the stuff you had to do in the Middle East to protect America? Like, we have Mo in the comment section complaining about you, but he won't come up. Like, I want Mo to come up in the comment sections to debate with you, but what you're doing is some great work. Like, did you know that this was, yeah.
I mean, I don't know that I blame them, right? People in the Arab community, and the only message I have to them is, one, understand my perspective just as though I'm understanding yours. I understand the Arab community's perspective, which is why I say I don't blame them one bit. If I were in those shoes, I don't know that I would think any differently. But in turn, I ask you to understand my perspective and why. Everything we do is all about intent, and you have to understand what we were aware of at the time and what we thought was necessary at the time. And like I said earlier in the interview, one man's terrorist is another man's freedom fighter. If you can understand the philosophy behind that, then you'll understand. Another thing that I said is that we're all the same. We're all brothers, really. And that's something that, unfortunately, that experience I had to go through to learn, which is something else I said in the interview, that from the inside, you really discover the truth and why you know what I mean? And then regret sets in, and you have to live with a lot of that. Now, some of it isn't regret. Some of it is really the bad guy getting taken out, right? I don't speak in absolutes. There's nothing that's absolute. However, there's always innocence. There's always collateral damage, and I'm sensitive to it. And that's one of the things that haunts me. That's why taking a life is so difficult. And that's why we all struggle with the question, was it better that life or mine?
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, what would you say to people in the chats who do not agree with your actions that you did back in the Middle East?
They don't have to. They don't have to agree. They have the freedom to not agree, and that freedom is what I was defending, because there's countries in this world where if you disagree, you die.
Mm-hmm.
You'll suffer the same fate of those that you don't agree suffered. And at this point, like I said, I don't disagree with you. I don't have to repent to you. I have to repent to my creator, but I can admit to you a level of regret. And that's one of the reasons why I have the perspective I have today and why I'm so balanced and pro human being and pro this and that. And I came home and got a degree in the culinary arts, spent 4 years in the culinary arts to get in the restaurant business, got in the catering business, and eventually spent 7 years working in the mental health community, teaching them how to cook as a matter of survival as they regain their independence and reintegrate into society. Why? Because I felt if you take life, you have to give life. What better way to give life than to feed and to teach how to feed and to make the process of consuming life, eating, enjoyable. So that's why I did that. And I've alluded to working with the mental health community. That's exactly what I did. 7 years of it.
Did you learn any new
these are ways that I try to give back to pay for the losses that I was responsible for.
Yeah.
Eric, do you think they kind of prey on the naivety of the young? And I say that because I joined 20 turning into 21. And even though that's young, it was a huge difference when I was talking to like those 2 years is when I noticed it's a world of difference between 18 and 20. Because when I was talking to the 18-year-olds.
Hold on, real quick though, because I don't know if Theory's. I want to go down this path also, but I don't know if Theory's line was completely finished. So I think you guys can also chime in to help mine that out as well once Aaron's done, because it's actually a different dynamic, which is interesting, but also praying. This is a bad term, but I'm gonna use it to be provocative. Praying on young folks' minds, right, to get them in there is something that needs to be mined out as well. I just think that what Theory's asking isn't. I don't know if it's fully done yet.
I don't think that. The praying part. I'll come.
Well,
that's
Theory.
What was Theory's point ultimately, or
I'm not sure. He may not even know what he's asking, but I think that it's pertinent to other people listening.
Okay.
Like when Aaron, that's an opportunity when Aaron says the point of him being able to express his ideals is probably the reason why I was there in the first place.
Mm-hmm. Right, no problem in it. That's why, and I agree with Aaron wholeheartedly on that one. Like when people come at me with the same thing, you over there, like when I was in Africa, you over there killing people that look just like you. And I even said in the chat when you guys were talking about it, I said, the color of the skin didn't make a difference for me. And that's just a difference in perspective. You know what I'm saying? For Aaron, he had a different perspective on that. He looked at that differently. Me, I said, no difference. Okay. And I was there for a specific reason. Circumstances put that on me too. You know what I'm saying? It had something to do with my mindset at that time too. Why I was there, what was going on at the time, the whole 9 yards. So you have to include those two as far as like how things affect your perspective on what's going on there. You know what I mean? Like if you're going there and shit's gonna be hostile, and you're probably gonna have to get active, and we did, you're not gonna look at them as if you look at people like on this panel. You know what I'm saying?
Maintain OPSEC, but I'm just gonna ask one question. The horn?
Yeah.
That's it. Good to go.
Okay.
Understood. Theory, were you?
Yeah, my internet was glitching low key.
Okay. Yeah. So were you low key? I think that's how.
My internet was glitching.
Okay. Did you have any other questions down your same line of question before we pivot to what Tommy asked?
I had another question. Did Aaron learn any new languages when he was in Afghanistan, like Pashtun, Arabic?
Yeah, I mean, learn would suggest that I've kept them. Have I had to utilize some? Yes. We're talking about 20 years ago. I've kept more of some other languages like Japanese, Filipino Tagalog, Haitian Creole. But yeah, have I learned to use some basic introductory languages in those regions? Yeah. Even as far as, let's say, I forget what it's called. Oh, Urdu.
Yeah.
Which is like, right? You probably know, like Pakistan, Hindi, Bengali, right? Which is similar to Hindi. It's close, but not the same. So even like with that, and I'm sure you probably understand exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah, I do.
But if you asked me to have any kind of conversation, I couldn't. If I went back to those areas and were forced to operate alone, could I find food and shelter? I'm sure. There'd be a lot of being kind and nice, and but yeah, I don't remember much other than. But to answer your question, yes.
All right, cool. So Tommy, you were saying when you were first recruited, is that the right terminology? Or when you went to inquire?
I kind of came in at different terms. Like I said, I was 20. I didn't know shit about the military. The story of how I got in was, I'll just say I was involved in stuff I shouldn't have been, and I was kind of ducking off, and I couldn't go to sleep one night and literally watch the Navy infomercial all night because I couldn't go to sleep, and called my pops the next day. He was like, "What you think about me going to the Navy?" And he was just like, "Anything to get you the fuck out of here." And 30 days later, I was in boot camp. Literally what it was. So, but I say that because even with that, like even the infomercial, right? Because even me and Mandrell talked about this. Like they show all of this action, and it's very impressionable on like 18-year-olds. But the military is similar to, I mean, most things, but I take back to like the streets. Like the action is like the least part of what you're going through.
It's a lot of inaction.
Most of it is boring as shit. Most of it is you're literally just sitting around cracking jokes, talking shit, maybe maintenance on aircraft, weapons, whatever your position is. And that's literally the majority of it. But when you're trying to make a commercial or you're making movies and stuff, you got to make it seem like every single day there's this gunfighting, you're ducking book, and it couldn't be further from the truth. But I say that because I remember we went into Greece, and it was the first time a ship was able to go into Greece for how many years because somebody had fucked up or whatever. So while we're pulling in, there's these fishing boats out here. And so we had to man the guns where we came into port. And I'll never forget, we had this white boy from Texarkana. This motherfucker got on the mic and said, "Permission to fire." And we was like, what in the fuck? Like, these are just innocent people fishing. But so what we were trained is that you couldn't let people get too close to the ship. But this was a completely different situation. It's a peaceful port, no problem with the people, et cetera, et cetera. And we're all sitting there like, bro, this dude is whacked out. But I say that to say it kind of showed me how, like I said, at 20, I understood the seriousness of engaging like that because of the circumstances I had been around. And it showed me like the naivety of these 18-year-olds who to them is damn near like Call of Duty when you're engaging with, enemies. And like, I don't think you fully understand that these are humans. It's not, a video game that's going to restart if you get shot. You feel me? So, I mean, I used to tell them, like, I remember they used to have just, oh, man, I want to see some action. I'm looking at them like, you got me. I've heard a bullet whiz by my ear. I don't want to hear it again. You feel me? Like that's
around tumbling? Yeah.
But you can hear, like, these 18-year-olds, oh, man, I just want to see some action. I'm looking at them like, you got me fucked up. Hell no, I don't want to see. And mind you, where I come from, you dealing with guns. We talking like we got followed by an Iraqi warship, and in my head, I don't know what the fuck they about to send us if these motherfuckers engage. Like, you feel me? Like, that's a different kind of fear than I might get shot with a bullet. These motherfuckers might have RPGs. Like, I don't know, this different. You feel me? We went to the embassy in Greece. A week later, they shot an RPG into that motherfucker. Fucked me up. I'm like, hey man, I went to the Navy. I ain't supposed to see this type of shit. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, like you could tell the mindset of these 18-year-olds, they didn't fully understand, like they were saying earlier, like what they were kind of signing up for and what they were and the consequences of the actions that they might have to perform, from what they signed up for.
It's that whole thing where it ain't no fun. It's all fun until the rabbit got the gun. It's that whole thing. Like like you said, it's like Tommy just said, like it's final, and the finality of it doesn't hit you until you're in it. Once you're in it and you see what it is, even if it's just a little glimpse of it, it does hit you, and you realize, oh shit, this ain't no video game. Because like Tommy said, you don't respawn after you get shot. Once you hit, that's it. You know what I'm saying? Once you're done, you're done. That's one and done. That's it. But
uphill
so that's
and
what I mean.
downhill.
That's
Uphill and downhill. Getting
right.
hit and who you hit.
Exactly.
It's a wrap. That's it.
It's done. You can't take the bullet back.
Can't.
Just like I remember I was sitting on the board and I was asked, have you ever killed a child? I said no. You haven't? No. Sergeant Major asked me 3 more times. Literally. I said, no, Sergeant Major, I hadn't. Well, in this AAR I'm reading here, it says different. Then he read it and I was like, you say you still want to stick that story? I said, roger that. He said, what do you call it? I said, I've never shot a child, but I've shot several soldiers. What's the difference? He asked me, what's the difference? I said, the second someone picks up a weapon, aims it at myself or my comrades to use a lethal force, that's a soldier. The age has no difference. The age doesn't make a difference. And they accepted the answer. So, yeah, that's another thing, Hamp, where the dehumanization of it all, you have to put yourself in that mind state. There's no 2 ways about it. Like Tommy just told you, it's final. You slip up, a bullet from a child is oftentimes more effective than a bullet from an adult because you're not expecting it from a child. So if you look at someone like that and you see a child, But the thing is, you have to live with that after the fact too, though. That's the big part of it. I got to come home with that. I got to wake up with it. I have to reconcile somehow, some way. That's why a lot of soldiers get out, man, and they turn to drugs. I know several guys personally, OD on heroin. Several of them. These guys get out and they turn into drunks, all kind of shit. It ain't nothing to play with. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, you have to switch your mind, you know, and then the fact that I can switch my sense of morality on and off, depending on the circumstances, even to this day. You know what I'm saying? Like someone trying to hurt my family, something like that. Yeah, switches on. That sense of morality and stuff like that, out the fucking window. You gotta go. If I determine you gotta go, that's it.
Yeah, you remember we had the other episode, Mandrell, when you were talking about your sister. Remember?
Yeah.
You know, it's the
she gotta say it. It ain't gotta be true. She just gotta say you did it. Nigga.
I don't need proof. When I got proof, I don't need proof. She told me you did it.
That's all he needs.
The other wild parts too that you don't, because you know, in my head I signed up for the safest part, but I still seen a man's leg get chopped off because the goddamn elevator fell and snapped his leg off. You feel me? Mm-hmm. We still had to deal with people deleting themselves. You feel me? Which, you know, where I came from ain't something that I necessarily even really dealt with. You feel me? Like I was used to, you know, if somebody died, it happened a certain way. So for it to happen that way was a whole different kind of mind fuck. Like what the fuck? We lost one helicopter, went down. We lost everybody but one of the pilots in there, and that was just a training exercise. You know what I'm saying? So even if you don't make it over there to the fight, you still deal with, you know what I'm saying, bullshit that, you know, if you at the crib, you just normally don't deal with. It's wild.
Airborne operations too, man. Like people would be back at garrison jumping just so they can get that jump pay.
Yeah.
Because you have to, and you have to keep jump at least. I think it's once every quarter.
Yep.
To maintain airborne qualification, but
yeah, your wings. Yep.
Bro, shit happens all the time.
We had one, so they had this thing they called the Superman, right? So what air crew would do was they would go to the back of the helicopter, and I guess it's some way the centrifugal force will hold you up, and you can kind of jump up and just kind of float, and the motherfuckers got sucked out. I mean, dude was cool as shit. Like one of the coolest dude I ever met in the military. But yeah, and they tore everybody down. Boy, they went through computers, phones, cameras. Anybody
that investigation, a motherfucker,
shit,
man.
Boom, that shit.
That investigation, a motherfucker, man. Listen, when something goes wrong during a training exercise, everything stops except when I got the SF and we was training and we was learning how to breach doors and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
The wildest shit ever was like this guy put the he had the door, of course, right? He put this det cord in and primes it. You suppose, but you know, you're supposed to test the detonator before you do that.
Yeah.
No, he tested the detonator and poof, he had the det cord in his hand. Poof. They took him off the range. Next team up, which is us. It's like, oh, well, I guess we got to go. They didn't stop shit. They just kept going.
And in the operations community, right, where the community that Mandrell and I come from, 90% of your training is hot. When you do CQB, live round, I mean, a lot of hot training, which is very rare.
Yeah.
This ain't sim rounds, this ain't blanks, this ain't laser tag. Hot training at dummies, close quarters. Which is why, remember we were looking at that video with the cops going in on the young lady, and I'm like, that guy flagged his partner. You got to see shit like that coming in.
Yeah.
But also, there's one time I was doing a jump at night.
Hey, was it Halo or?
It wasn't Halo. This is combat jumps. I was Halo also. I was Halo also. And matter of fact, this is my last static line jump.
Oh, okay. All right.
My last static line jump. Okay. It was at night. Zero illume. Mass tag. Right. So zero illume, hemp. That means no moon. There's no light outside.
Yeah.
Mass tech. There's several different aircraft in the air at the same time. Both doors on the aircraft is going, and both lines are going. Everything all at once, basically.
Rotor wash, everything. Yeah.
Everything all at once, basically. So they're going. A major and a colonel get sucked underneath the aircraft because they exited. They crowded the door like you're not supposed to, but everybody does except me. So they went out at the same time, got sucked underneath the aircraft, mid-air collision. One of them had a cigarette roll. The other one had a partial deployment. They both crashed to the ground, man. And career's over. And, you know what I'm saying? Me in that jump, this is what made it my last jump.
Did they pass? Wait, did they die?
He said career. Nigga, what about their life?
No, they lived.
Secondary.
They had a partial deployment or something like that.
One had a partial deployment. The other one, I guess you can. I don't consider cigarette rolls a partial deployment.
No.
That's all.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
You're probably gonna. Cigarette roll is when the chute comes out, but instead of it inflating, because it inflates from the top down like this, the air goes in through the middle, and it deploys like that, right? But the cigarette roll is when it doesn't deploy and it's just out and it's just doing this.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It looks like a cigarette.
There's two chutes. The first chute pulls the center of your canopy up,
right,
and air goes in, and then it deploys. It fans out like it blossoms.
Yeah. So it pretty much stayed vertical. It never got to the horizontal.
Right, and the thing is, the guy pulled his reserve way too late.
Oh,
because he was concussed because of the mid-air collision.
How far did he? When did he deploy his reserve? Under 1,000, under 500,
about 200 feet.
Oh, that's late.
That's when it actually, and he felt when the shock happened. He was about 200 feet off the ground,
and he's doing 100 miles.
Way too late. So he's lucky to be alive. Me, I jumped out. My canopy deploys. I feel the opening shot. Cool. All of a sudden, I hit something, right? And I roll over. I'm like, there's no way I hit the ground this fast. I landed in somebody else's chute. So I get up and I'm literally running on top of this canopy and I jump off. So, yep, Halo for me from now on.
Yeah.
Unless I had to, I didn't do anymore, and I didn't have to anymore. That was my last sideline jump.
So y'all was jumping in like that that night.
Night.
Like, bro, that's in like
no moon, no light pollution.
I tell
Nothing.
people this all the time, bro. You ain't never seen dark till you see that dark. Like,
right.
I'm gonna tell you how goofy my dumb ass was. We go out to sea. They tell you, don't take your ass outside. Dude, I swear this is where my son get it from. I had to know. I had to. So I open the door. I lean on the wall so I don't lose where I'm at. And I close it. And when I tell you, you can put your hand in front of your face and won't see shit. I ain't never seen dark like that. Heart instantly beating. Do. Got my ass back in there. Wasn't curious no more. That shit, like that kind of dark is different, bro. Like,
yeah,
that shit is insane.
We're in the air, falling. So, yeah, it's gonna be my last one. Halo for me from now on.
Zero loom out in a desert over water, or jungle canopies and zero loom in the air. Like this, you can't see. You need back loom instruments. You need the red. You know what I'm talking about? The red color.
Yeah, the red one.
Like it's all low light, but you can still read instruments and shit like that. I mean, compasses, watch, altimeter, like everything. You have to go. You're flying, walking, doing everything by instrument. You can't see shit. I mean, or unless you got PVS 17s, all the different, enhancement.
Yeah.
But if you're going dead eye, iron sight on life. No.
It's dangerous, Amp, either way it goes.
I know.
Whether you deploy, go see war, or whatever. It doesn't matter, man. Like Tommy just said. Here's I've done a second line jump out of a black hole.
Mandrell, let Mr. Fantastic talk.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, we can do this all day.
brother. No, man. Hey, shout out to the combat vets, especially, man. Shout out to you guys, man. There's levels to this shit. Don't ever get it. You know what I'm saying? We do recognize that. Taking live fire because you sign up for that. They chose that. So appreciate y'all. So I ain't got to do that. Okay, that's why, like Tommy said, my ass chose the Navy. Goddamn. Listen, I wasn't trying to be no SEAL. I wasn't trying to be no SWIC, no special forces, none of that. Listen, I ain't want to get shot at. Okay, if anything, I'm gonna be doing the shooting from the safety of a big ass steel boat. Okay, you feel me? But nah, man, Tommy's definitely right, bro. That darkness at sea. Bro, I, for one, bro, if you ain't never been out to the middle of the sea, and shout out to Eric, man. You know, we the Marines taxi cab. You know, you never seen real blue water, bro. Like the ocean, bro, and then to notice, like, bro, it's phenomenal. But then it gets the most aggravating shit in the world because it's nothing but water. But like Tommy said, man, even when you're not in that position, and I'm not saying it's any of the same, the dangers, you think that you're out of danger. But everything they tell you, bro, everything is dangerous, bro. Everything. You're dealing with ordnance, you aircraft launching, hell, even going on a ship. Ain't nothing soft on no ship. Okay. And non-skid ain't never lost a match. Okay. Never ever. All right. So
they don't know what that is. We don't know what that is, Mr. Fantastic.
Oh, you know the shit he put in truck beds?
But
it's much thicker. So
Yeah,
it's like fucking web concrete, so shit can't slide, right? Because you got aircraft, you got 1,000-pound motherfucking shit and equipment, so they want it to be so what I'm saying, the ship moves and it shakes, so it don't want shit to shift, right? It helps in the friction. But yeah, man, I've seen some of the craziest stuff. People jumping off the boat on purpose. My squadron had to actually go rescue a dude that jumped off on purpose at night.
Off the flight deck?
Yes. Well, no, not the flight deck. He jumped off the smoke pit. So he jumped. So he jumped off the smoke pit.
Yeah, we had a female jumped off.
Yeah, we had 2 pilots crash while we were there. Had to rescue them. I seen an aircraft catch on fire. Had to put the fire out. My last command I can talk about now because they did it. So when we got out, it was a real bad storm, and they told them it was gonna be a bad storm, but for whatever reason they thought they could navigate through it. Lost the aircraft. Tore one of the damn rotors off of our aircraft, injured a sailor, man, just crazy shit, man. So like you said, the dangers of this in military service, bro, people don't know because they don't do it. And to the point Tommy was talking about the targeting of the young people. Yeah, they target the young people, man, because they need you when you're impressionable and you're easier to indoctrinate. The best thing I ever did was take that year off for myself to you know what I'm saying, have my own mind and be a little adult or whatever. Because you're a kid, bro. I see it every time. Those 18 years, you know, fresh out of high school, you ain't never did none on your own. You never be independent. You know what I'm saying? You pretty much make the military your surrogate parent, right? And they purposely do it that way. But at the same time, it's extremely, extremely important because you must have men that are willing to put their lives on the line and make the ultimate sacrifice for your nation to remain dominant. I don't think people understand that. And to a lot of people that quote unquote hate the military because, you know, they go to these brown countries and they do this. Listen, bro, if they could do it to us, they would. That's another. Might is right. Is the reason why you've always had military since the beginning of civilizations, because you have to be able to protect your own from people that can come take your shit. Okay. And you're lucky enough, you're blessed enough, you're whatever fortunate, whatever you want to call it, enough to be backed by and protected by the most powerful fucking military on the planet, beyond a shadow of a doubt. Now, motherfuckers catching up, you know what I'm saying? And it ain't by, you know, we ain't gonna get into that. We're gonna turn it into no, you know, 10-4 Tuesdays. But yeah, man, I don't think people understand just the sacrifice, being away from your family, the mental health aspect of it, a lot of stuff, bro. Like you said, man, just like the world literally passing you by. Have two motherfucking laws you gotta abide by. I gotta abide by the motherfucking civilian when then at UCMJ, and that UCMJ a motherfucker, because the motherfucker just say hit you with that Article 92 and that's anything.
So
go ahead, Eric.
UCMJ is the Uniform Code of Military Justice. It is a secondary law set that we must live by, along with living by all the laws of the land that civilians do. It's just as, and in many cases, more intense, more complex, more punitive, and you have to be aware of more of it. So much so to where your haircut regulations now come into play. But that's what the UCMJ is. Go ahead.
Because you break UCMJ all the time and don't know.
You don't even know it. You get a tattoo.
Know.
You deface government property.
Yeah,
but
and
I
I
know what you're saying.
Somebody higher ranking than you to have a bad day or whatever and want to, you know what I'm saying, use the shit, but they did the right because it's in black and white. So yeah, man, just all of those things, the whole military lifestyle, bro. People don't, and again, listen, at the same time, we're human beings. I'm not saying I don't do the thing like, you know, military are these super duper heroes and all this other shit. It's pieces of shit in the military too. Okay, I've seen it all, and not just the enlisted people. The fucking bro, it was a commander, which would have been the CO for one of the squadrons. He got shipped off the ship because he was fucking one of his sailors. Okay, that
happens all the time.
Yeah,
sure. That's normal.
So
fraternization.
Yeah. So and then you know, it's people you got. I told you it was it was a real life motherfucking Nino Brown on the ship I was on. All right, nigga had
the fucking Shitty Hawk. Boy, it was going down on that motherfucker. Boy, they had prostitution, drug smuggling, nigga. That shit was the hood.
You were on the Hawk?
Hell no, I had homeboys that came from the Hawk. Fuck no, I wasn't on the Hawk.
You was on the Hawk? What was you?
No.
But they both heard about it.
I ain't the way I was in that shit. I ain't need no parts of the Hawk because I was already on stupid shit.
Guys, y'all be forgetting that it's 275 people in here and 260 of them ain't been in the military.
The Kitty Hawk is he was an aircraft carrier.
Yeah,
Kitty Hawk is an aircraft carrier. I think we pretty much covered everything else.
So, Mr. Fantastic, I did the panel with the convicts, and at a point, everybody the conversation was just only if you never been locked up, you wouldn't know because what happens, you get lost in the conversation because it's somebody that actually know what you're saying for once. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So that panel on last Wednesday, they just talking to each other like, yo, but a Mofungo and X, Y, and Z. Maybe like, what the fuck is going on?
The Kitty Hawk is those huge ships you see in like Top Gun where the jets take off from. Is the aircraft carrier, and so aircraft carriers are literally like a floating city. It's with 5,000 people on there. You got a fire department, you got a police department, you got a hospital. Like it's literally like a floating city.
Are those bigger than the cruise ships?
Hell yeah.
Some of them. Well, no, some of them because it's a couple. They got some, but most of them, aircraft carriers are bigger than most cruise ships, but it is a couple of cruise ships.
Oh, you talking about? I'm thinking,
the cruise ship, you forget you even in the water. You know what I'm saying?
well, The only difference though is like cruise ships are usually in like
the
good water.
They got a bar too.
On the carrier, or like I was on the amphib, which is it's the same height as a carrier but shorter. When you hit that rough sea, boy, you know you on a ship. When you see sky, water, and you walking sideways for 2 weeks, that shit is different.
It depends on the class. So my best friend Jesse, right, from my channel, he was on the USS Nassau. Y'all probably heard of it.
That's my sister ship. I was on the Deuce.
Oh, okay, right. Now, so you know the Nassau is kind of small. It's like, what's that, LHA or LX6F or something?
It's shorter than the carrier, but it's the same height. So the carrier carries 5,000, we carry 3,000.
Hold on, let me answer this real quick, y'all. So Shiesty, that's Aaron on the thumbnail. Did y'all see? Hold on, let me show them. Go ahead, Tom. I just want to show him. I just want to acknowledge it.
Yeah, but the Nassau, that's my sister shit.
Look at it.
Matter of fact,
line the buttermilk. Look at
my boy from the Nassau that I ended up finding out that's Bean's cousin. I served with him, but he was on the Nassau.
Yeah, you got everybody looking like yo, Aaron. It's like is that really the size of everybody? Or did you shrink everybody else down for the pic?
That's your size.
Aaron, biggest.
Hey, yeah. You see my military pictures? We chilling. Hey, look at this barbecue we had.
We had it too, man. And listen, I'll tell you one thing my dad told me him.
Hold on. Impress, relax. Jesus Christ, man. Go ahead, Mandrell. Sorry.
He told me one thing that was absolutely true. He said, son, listen, there's two things that GI gonna do. He gonna drink and he gonna screw. Okay? He said the worst thing, as my dad said, he said he could be on the moon. GI could be on the moon with nothing else around him, but I guarantee you he will find some way, somehow, to find something to drink, find something to screw. He will make his alcohol if he has to. God damn it, if he wanted it right. Yeah, we stayed drunk. You know what I'm saying? So Tommy and these guys, Tommy and Mr. Fantastic was in the Navy. I know.
Listen, I thought I was a drinker. Nigga, we used to get off at 3:34 in the morning, and I'm fucking with like the little white boy bosun's mates. Them is like the real drinkers in the military. Man, when I tell you, dog, I lived on the 3rd floor. I crawled every stair of that motherfucking thing to get to my room, dog. Different, dog. We went to when we went overseas to Europe. We had got some when we did our little re-up on our food. They got some Danishes from like France, and they didn't know that at this spot they soaked the Danishes in like some kind of alcohol. When I tell you, when that shit got around the ship, that shit lasted about a day and a half. All that shit was gone. I'm talking about the whole supply.
I'm telling you. And then here's the other thing, Hamp. Because Tommy and I talked, and it was like, there's a big romanticization of the American warfighter.
Mm-hmm.
But the worst thing you can do is let us get bored.
Yeah,
that's the worst mistake. That's why they kept giving us bullshit things to do. Like if you're in the regular army or regular military, you have to give them bullshit busy work. Because if you don't, you let them sit around.
Permission to fire.
Right. Hell. They're gonna do
clean.
Stupid shit.
When it's clean, you're gonna make it cleaner. And then when it's cleaner, you're gonna make it cleaner than that. Like that shit.
Because here's some stuff we used to do. Just because we was bored, we'd either work out or go to the range. Then these dummies got to where they're throwing flashbangs at each other, like water balloons.
Oh yeah.
We're throwing flashbangs at each other like water balloons. Yeah, just dumb shit. They do dumb shit.
But I will tell you.
You said so you were throwing flashbangs.
Yeah, I got into it. Yeah, I did. I wanted to see what this shit was about.
Well, let me see.
No flashbang.
Rick with the $5 says salute to the vets currently in the USM. PS1 14 years down, 6 to go. I'm ready for that retired life. Mo with the 50 ball. He said, ask Mr. Fantastic for me. How many racial slurs does he know for the different races? I know his, I cannot say in that word. Taught him well. I don't know what this means, Mr. Fantastic.
I knew them all before anybody taught me them, bro, and I know what you are. Starts with an F, ends with a T.
Mo, it's gonna be hard to fight from the chat. That's a hard fight. That's a hard fight.
That's the safest place for you because you come up here, it's gonna be, oh Lord, please hit that link. Please hit the link.
Yeah, he come up here fucking with Fantastic. You're gonna have to censor this him because you got 4 veterans, and I guarantee you, we got way more fucked up shit to say. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That he ain't never heard of.
War vets that know what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why, you know what, Hemp? That's why, like most of the people I know, we laugh when they had that one situation where somebody talks. Well, they made a joke about the senator that lost his eye in war, and they were like, "Oh my God, how could you do that?" And I'm sitting there looking like, bro, he probably got roasted like a motherfucker was in service about that. Like that's all the fuck we do. Like the fuck.
I want to show you something. What he said about don't let us get bored. So what we would do a lot of times is lift weights. I'm gonna try and share the screen. This is what I looked like when I got out. I'm gonna share that one. I don't know. It's small because it's from my Facebook.
Do you have a Mac?
No, it's a.
Is there a way to zoom in on the PC? I don't know.
Yeah, here, let me find a better. Hold on, I'll find.
Apple products suck, by the way. Huh?
But if he hit the 3 buttons, he can hit the three buttons in the top right corner and magnify your screen, zoom in.
All right, hold on. So if I hit, okay.
Yeah, the 3 buttons right next to your thing, and then just zoom it up to like there we go.
Aaron out here.
What's in your head, Aaron?
40 ounces of the world's worst.
I heard that. I told you.
Mickey's or some shit. Yeah.
I told you. George is gonna drink, man.
Yeah.
Joe's gonna drink, man. Yeah.
I need calories, man. I need an empty calorie.
You did it on purpose.
Big boy.
Yo. Oh yeah, he did have a G unit. He had a G unit.
Hey, those are the best tank tops. Shout out to 50 Cent. He did the world a favor.
Oh, hell yeah, bro. Them shits. And he had a 40. Aaron is, how tall are you, Aaron? 6'5"?
6'5", 77 inches. Yeah.
Well, how the fuck?
How much did you weigh at the time, man?
Wait a minute. Why the fuck?
Did you weigh at the time?
I was 345 in that picture, and I had a 36-inch waist. I was pressing 540 on the flat bench free weight.
No doubt.
You know, Aaron played college ball. Why the fuck you ain't boxing, Mr. Fantastic? Why the hell am I boxing the nigga?
No, fuck no.
That Fantastic thing is gonna be easy work. You're fat.
Wow, shit like that.
I started getting money and got fat and out of shape and started enjoying life. And
money.
You start making the money.
Bro, money will make you fat, bro. Yo, you can't
start making the money, Aaron.
Bro. I was riding. Look, right. I was riding by what the fuck is it called? Y'all heard of like Del Frisco's?
Yeah.
Yep.
So the steakhouse though, the Double Eagle, not the And that's why I stopped for lunch. I'm like, you can't give niggas no money, bro. You can't, especially when you by yourself. I don't gotta feed a bunch of people. Shit, man, you shitting me?
That was it.
Damn, man.
It's like that, man. You get out. Like I did private security once I got out for a couple of years. Man, listen. Listen, my Rolodex started getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And a lot of them people got big names now. A lot of them people you see on TV these days. It's like, and that's like I started like learning from him and working. Yeah, you start making that money, man. It's like it wasn't nothing for 12 pounds. Just came on like out of nowhere.
Easy.
And then 20 pounds set on. I said, it came on. I said, yeah. That's when I was like, yeah, it's time to knock this off.
Yo, what you weigh now, man, Joe? You lost like 20 pounds.
Yeah, 216.
Yeah. What was you like a couple like 230, 240?
Yeah, about 230. Yeah, a couple months ago. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, I was gonna say him.
What are you about 280?
Damn. That wasn't
get that ring huffing and fucking puffing. And Fantastic gonna be wearing it on your neck.
This might be risky.
Go ahead, Tommy.
Nigga, super heavyweight. Nah,
yo, Aaron, they won't stop, Aaron. They won't stop.
When I see yeah, they.
You know what? It's humbling. I mean, I appreciate. I'm old and you know, and for my wife only, but I do appreciate it. It's humbling, and you ladies have good taste, but I appreciate it.
He always throw a little something in there, like where the humble just get pushed out the way for a split second, man. Go ahead, Tommy.
No, so it's the conversation I usually have with people, like when these athletes get in trouble, and I always kind of liken it to the military because I'm like, you know, they're the same age as we are, they just got money, and I tell them, you know, if you saw the shit that never hits the news that dudes the same age in the military did, you might kind of look at them a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? Because it's
way different
that we seen.
Way different, bro.
And I'm talking like major shit that happened
Yeah.
overseas that ain't never hit a news channel ever.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, because it's the military and this, that, and other, they don't judge it the same. But it gave me a lot more grace when I see these, you know, young athletes or whatever, and they get in that kind of trouble or whatever, because it's like, I think a lot of times we forget that age. And because that's time stamped in my head, that period of time, it literally coincides with how old these athletes usually are. So it kind of gives me a lot more grace for these athletes when they get in trouble and stuff.
Yeah. You know when you playing like even with the athletes, right? Even when you playing like football, even mid like D2 or whatever the case is, you know, when you travel, you don't pay for nothing, right? Depending on how far you go, you get a stipend, like you get like a per diem. I guess is probably the better example. And then we all get refund checks if you get money, like so. And then on a college campus, that $4,000 or $5,000 refund check, you living like a kingpin in that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's a lot, and that shit go to your head. Don't fuck around and make the poster when you riding down the street and you on the bill. Don't be on the billboard, nigga. Don't be on the billboard.
Dorms you live in, you don't start in the projects, the high rises where there's 2-3 to 1 room and a bathroom on the floor. No, you in the apartments. You in with the upperclassmen, the suites. You know what I mean? If there's a better living facility, you start. You could be red shirt and ensuite bathroom to your room.
Like you got University of Maryland as an example.
That's where I went.
Yeah, the cafeteria. The only people that eat in this cafeteria that's above the field is the football team. That's their cafeteria, period. Like so, so you just double that with millions of dollars. You
Bring
know,
that to you, serve you. You ain't gotta put your plate. And the menu is all.
Yeah, whatever dietary restrictions you have, that's what you get. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit is so. Yeah, to Tommy's point, now you just magnify that.
Even like like you said, like I'll give you a story, like with the spending habits. Like, oh, you living above your means. I'll never forget one of my best friends. This nigga's like, I'm about to go to the car lot, see what I can get. So, word to the wise, Virginia is the jankiest place on earth to buy a car. Like, especially if you're in the military. They will, I don't know if they changed the laws now, but I done heard some APRs out there that I didn't even know could even possibly be legal.
30, 40, 50.
Yeah. So the homie go to the car lot. Nigga came back and said, mind you, we like E1s. Bruh, they just said I could get an Escalade. I just looked at this nigga like, first of all, we single. We ain't got nan kid. The fuck you need that truck for? Second of all, an Escalade and you an E1? Now, when I got in the military as an E1, we make $800 a month. That's what the fuck we made. And this nigga came back talking about getting an Escalade. They literally have people in the military that got to sleep in their car because they fucking car notice so high.
Oh yeah, one of my mans was like that. He drove his car from California to DC, and then that bitch got repoed. I said that's a lot of driving for nothing, Playboy. You know, but people think their money ain't gonna run out ever, like ever. You know what I'm saying? Man, so much shit be happening, man. Damn. All right, man. Look, I ain't staying here all day with y'all today, man.
Yeah, I just about to say I'm about to head out here.
Coming back at 8 p.m. strong, man. We got we got some new faces, and then the faces that you haven't seen in a while will also be in the building, man. The ladies is geared up, you know. Some of them been on a hiatus, so it should be a good one. And this was actually presented by one of the ladies. You know how they got that backup plan? You know, they got that money in that account that their husband or man don't know about. They said they got a backup man too.
Brother. That's where the backup money comes from the backup. It ain't coming from them.
Well, we gonna find out. We gonna find out.
The money.
We gonna find out today, man. I'm going hard at their ass too today. Look at Luck. Hush, Luck. I was talking about always. There's some crazy shit. This is shit we be dealing with, Mr. Fantastic.
Brother. Hey, why? That's why I told y'all I ain't going back. I'm staying free. I already know the game, baby. I know how they play it. I might be the other nigga. Just saying, I might be.
God damn. They said, look at Kim folks about they telling they pit. Yeah, it's coming out tonight for sure. It's coming out, man. But hey, man, all jokes aside, man, I appreciate all of y'all brothers, man, because that shit, when y'all talk about it in particular ways, it's definitely admirable, you know, and it's almost like there's a level of envy, like, damn, you know, y'all stood up to do that because there's a threat of something. You know what I'm saying? Regardless, it's a threat of something happening, you know? So, and that's just not something that the majority of us faced, you know? And I'll argue our military is so strong because brothers like y'all actually volunteer to do that. You know, when we always talk about niggas got a low level of threat, maybe, but joining that, definitely, you know? So that's real shit, man. Aaron, I appreciate the transparency. I hope that was highly informative for everybody. Y'all three, also Jay Smooth, thanks for coming up and just adding more context. You know, I definitely learned something for sure. And like you said, that shit ain't easy. There's a lot of hurry up and wait and boredom, man. Is, you know what I mean? Idle mind is a devil's workshop for sure. So appreciate y'all expounding on that. The sleepless nights and etc. Whenever I have those, because whatever PTSD I have, I'm gonna reflect and say, well, shit, my brother Aaron got it worse. My brother Mandrell got it worse, etc. So I could take my $5 ass to sleep. You know what I'm saying? So real shit, man. Let me Mr. Fantastic go last, because every time the nigga go first, he just log off. He don't wait for nobody else to get a final thought. None of that shit. I'm lying. Oh, I'm lying.
Hey man, I'm be making room for somebody else at the border. You know.
Oh man, Mandrell, any final thoughts?
Yeah, I know you guys hearing these stories, but if some of you are against the military, don't be. It's not a bad option. There are a lot of it. It's just like anything else. If you first of all find out what benefits there are to it, especially when you get out. And while you're in, take advantage of it when you're in there. Sign up for something that would translate or develop a skill for you to use on the outside, like IT or something. You know what I'm saying? Use it for all it's worth, because they're damn sure going to use you. They'll take the best years of your life and run you ragged because you let them. But yeah, it's not a bad option. If you're poor, sign up. You don't really have a choice. Sign up. It's better than with your current position. And have fun with it. Enjoy it. Just make the best of it. That's my final thoughts.
Word. Tommy?
I'm gonna use myself to emphasize what Mandrell said. Make sure you find something that translates outside. My punk ass job translated into a fucking warehouse worker. I'm not bullshit. I was an AO. We carried bonds. When I got to the outside work, it was, oh, you can drive a forklift. That was it. So, you got so many jobs in there. Damn near any job in the civilian world, outside of, I say, like business is in there, from medical, law enforcement, air traffic control, aircraft maintenance, all of this stuff. So, listen, they shot me a $4,000 bonus. I said, nigga, where do I sign? Didn't give a fuck what job it was, what it entailed, nothing like that. And then when I got out and was thinking I was doing something, putting that shit on my application, they didn't give a fuck. So that's a huge one. And also, if you sign up, I fucking wish somebody had told me this shit. Go to medical. I don't give a fuck if it's a pinky, a little toe, a nail, anything. Go to medical and get that shit documented. So even if you do 4, you can get your disability or however many years. Go to medical. Nobody told me that. I got injured in there and stuff, so I had stuff in there. But I definitely would have been in there a lot more if I knew that. So yeah, if you sign up, medical, anything, a cough, anything, go to medical.
Word. Let me read these real quick too. I think people need to take heed to that advice. Missy with the $10 super stick. Appreciate you. Salute to Dario, man. It seemed like you wasn't as busy at work today. You was in the chat a little bit more, man. Salute. And then we had my brother Ron with the 20 ball. He says, great show, gentlemen. Camilla Scott King. Gee, what the fuck? Man, niggas be having anything up here, boy. Mo with the 10 says, did I read this one already? Go ahead, Mr.
No, it's a different one.
You want to read it?
Sure. Fantastic. The type to change his personality after high school, lame his whole life, statistically literate fool. You reading this, fantastic, brother. I don't know why you are obsessed with me, bro. This is weird. I've been ignoring you for months, dog, and you got this horribly lined up facial hair. We know what's behind the motherfucking the rest of you hiding your face for a reason, nigga. You ain't in the military no more, so you ain't got no excuse, brother. I like women. Get off my, please. Thank you.
Lou on the door with the follow says, I love hearing conversations like this. Y'all military dudes are different. I didn't join because I messed up my body playing college football. Thanos with the 10 ounces. Why don't they get upset about the modern day slavery going on in those quote unquote brown countries? Literally going on throughout the Middle East and Africa to this day. Rick Smith with the 5 says, salute to. Did I read this one? Yeah, I read it. Salute, Rick. Lauren with the 10 says, Aaron, put it in the Discord. Yeah, I was looking through the Discord today. There was a lot of soft porn happening in the Discord today, goddamn it. All right, all them bathing suit pics and all that. Don't get timed out, nigga.
You gotta pour some water in the chat, boy. It's thirsty out here.
Yeah, I'm trying to tell you. I'm looking at Discord today. They got bathing suits. I said, where the fuck am I at? I tuned into Cinemax at 2 a.m. I said, what the fuck is happening? Oh my goodness. Bobby Seal, what's up with it too? I said, salute to you, hand panel in chat. Salute, my brother. I said, I gotta monitor this shit more, boy. They must have thought I was asleep. Bravo Tech. Bravo Tech with a 50 ball says, Hemp, could you ask their outlook on the draft and if they think we need to reenact it? We need it reenacted. Thank you for your service, gentlemen. Let's before Mr. Fantastic and Aaron get their final thoughts. Y'all want to answer this quickly?
Yeah, quick
Yeah,
quick
50,
answer.
$50 is worth an answer. Yeah.
No, they don't need to reenact the draft. You got more than enough volunteers, and how they don't really prey on young people because they don't have to. That's why that's why you have classes. They keep people perpetually poor because a lot of people are going to see the military as a way out. That's why a lot of people join. A way out of environments like Tommy grew up in, or if you grew up dirt poor, you join the military, you know what I'm saying? And that's a way out of poverty, but you're still poor. You know, it's a steady paycheck, 3 hots and a cot. But do they need to reinstate it? No, it ain't that bad. You know, keep it voluntary. That brings a certain level of nobility to it, to your service.
Yeah.
2 cents.
To quote Sticky Fingers, he took the words right out my mouth because he's walked a mile in my shoes. I have nothing more to add to Mandrill. No, we don't need it. We have the patriotism and the military might to take care of itself already.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's bad enough for the motherfuckers that actually volunteer. Because listen, I went to boot camp in 2003. There's some sorry ass Americans out here. So to force more in, is just gonna water shit down. I'm gonna just be honest with you.
Fantastic. You want to respond to that?
Yeah, definitely doesn't need to be reenacted because if they tried to, it wouldn't be enough people fit for it to even work. If they had a draft today, it would fail. It's too many people out of shape. It's too many people that are anti-American, anti-nationalism. So yeah, I don't foresee that happening unless we literally have something happen hot over here. That's the only way I see that ever coming back.
Yeah. I think that's a solid answer.
Perfect.
I tend to agree with what you guys said, 100%. Mr. Fantastic, any final thought?
Yeah, man. Hey, again, shout out to all the vets, man, combat vets, service, even the Coast Guard, man. Let's not forget about them, even though y'all Homeland Security now. But yeah, man, like Tommy was saying, my advice to you, if you wanted to join the military, talk to somebody, bro. Talk to us. Don't talk to no damn recruiter. All right, 3 people gonna always fuck you over. All right, recruiters, strippers, and car salesmen. They all go to the same goddamn training. Okay,
yeah.
You are not go. You don't know better than them. You not go win. So please talk to somebody that's not a fucking recruiter, bro.
10-2 shot.
Yeah, man. All right, and you know what I'm saying. Get the info if you need it, bro. The military is always gonna be around. I'm retired, bro, and a lot of brothers up here, I imagine, those benefits posts, even if you don't get disabled benefits, but definitely, you hurt something. We'll just say that. And again, that's why you talked to one of us. Appreciate your help, man. This was a great conversation, man. Shout out to Aaron, brother, for being transparent. And I know, hey, man, digging up some of that trauma, but hey, like you say, bro, hey, we move on, right? We power forward. So shout out to you, brother.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, no, real shit, man. Yeah, man, I was just thinking, like, damn, this would be interesting, I saw one guy have an interview a few months back, and then from our conversation last week, I'm like, yeah, let's dive into this a bit, and I think this type of stuff is necessary. It exposes the hypocrisy a bit. All y'all do is talk about dick and pussy conversations, but when we don't, right, it actually reflects that's most entertaining. However, these type of conversations are invaluable, so we continue to get it popping for sure. I think when people watch this back, just clicking through on a Saturday, I think they'll be absolutely enamored with the conversation and the information that came out, so 100%, man. Damn, I think I got all the super. So tonight, I dropped the link. Turn your notification bells. 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern. The women's POV is in full effect for sure. They got a backup plan and a backup man, apparently. So I'm on their head tonight, man. Mr. Fantastic, you gonna be around? I might need some help. I'm going full throttle.
Man, I can pull up, man. You know what I'm saying? To see to let you know if they're telling the truth or not.
See, I would ask Tommy, but he gonna be nice to him. And then the thing about it is they might be right, but I ain't gonna admit it while the show going on. Tommy gonna tell them they right. You know what I mean?
My fan may not have played a position or two in my time.
Jesus Christ.
Shit like that.
I love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Be safe and do the right thing, man. We will see y'all at 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern for the women's POV. All your favorites will be there along with some dope new faces as well, man.
Final thought?
Uh-huh.
I get a final thought?
Oh, shit.
Wow.
Get him out of here.
Bam. It's like I did your final thought for you. Aaron, any final thoughts? Jesus Christ.
One quick one. Gentlemen, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for your service. Thank you to those who blazed the trail before us, my father's generation, grandfather's generation, and before. Thank you to those who serve now so that my fat ass can remain free. Thank you to those who've yet to serve. Do well, carry the torch. You gentlemen on the panel, in one way or another, I'm sure are directly responsible for me continuing to live life. So thank you. Thank you to everybody in the chat. Thank you to all the civilians for your support, whether you like us or not. And most of all, to the United States Marine Corps. Semper Fi!
Indeed, man. I like it. Like, share, subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. We out.